happened last time?
I don't remember. It was mostly downtime activities, building up and repairing parts of the kingdom. The big reveal was the visit of Lady Grayscale. She
That's actually where we
brought,
started last time, was the visit of Lady Grayscale. So,
yeah, she brought gifts, some magical items, some gold, and she also brought a secret chest that contained parts of a dread prophecy that was apparently pronounced by a coven of hags to the original, like to Amanas's grandfather back in the olden days. And whatever this prophecy was, he apparently believed it and followed it, and allowed him to win the many battles he fought. But the prophecy is seemingly coming back to haunt us, but we only have a few pieces of it, so we don't know exactly what it means. But what also happened was that when we tried to read the prophecy, someone tried to spy on us through the magic sanctum that we had up. And we managed to track them back to a castle somewhere in the southwest. And we got enough of a glimpse to like be able to teleport there ourselves. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're gonna go in and crack some skulls, or at least ask some very tough questions of whoever lives in that castle.
okay. So where we left off, the group was taking a long rest as, well, Makara needs to actually prepare teleport first for you. Since you don't have any teleportation circles down there you can access. This is fine, though. Gives you all a chance to rest and consider what you're going to do. Now, Makara has only seen a very brief, illusionary image of what the room looks like from one of you guys. So this is not a super familiar target. So a valid question for the group as well is, do you want her to try teleport you straight to that room, or do you want to do over the safer option of teleporting you to the city next to the castle?
I think the city is what we opted for.
The city is less likely to have a mishap because she knows the area slightly better, but
with the thought that we can probably just get into a castle if we need to.
I don't want to have a
But,
mishap and drown in the sea.
It's also the high possibility the castle is blocked with like private sanctum and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the city.
okay. I have to confirm before rolls are being made, so
Inside
also
the
they
city,
won't,
preferably.
Yeah, they won't figure out that we've done it if we do the city rather than directly teleporting to the castle. We might trip something,
Before we go, I do repaired like disguises for the people who
Yay.
need them.
Probably need a disguise.
As a reminder, of course, you are in full treaty of the Empire right now. If you're caught attacking noblemen down there, that may not look good on your treaty.
We're investigating.
I mean, investigating is probably fine, but the point is, as soon as a blade is drawn, you might have issues.
You know,
That's
if they attack us in our home, it's they broke the peace, not us.
Problem is, you don't have any evidence to back that up.
Heck, we will once we attack them. Wait.
Once they're all dead, I mean,
An interesting catch-22 situation for you.
yeah. Everyone will get a gift of alacrity going into this shenanigans.
How long does Gift of Alacrity last?
8 hours.
Mm.
So basically what Ceres does is we all like gather in the tower while Seal is dealing with our disguises. Ceres spends a minute on each of us casting Gift of Alacrity. It takes a little while, but totally worth it. And then she casts Mage Armor on herself. She uses Gift of Alacrity 4 times, and then she uses Arcane Recovery to get back the first level spell slots, and then she casts Gift of Alacrity 1 more time, and then Mage Armor. That's her like morning.
What's the gift of alacrity do again?
D8 to initiative rolls.
All right.
You can punch quicker.
It's kind of good. It's kind of good.
Okay. And I hear disguises are being prepped.
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about what kind of disguises you're going for the group? What you're trying to make the group look like here? Are you simply trying to hide identities? Are you trying to basically make yourselves look not like a bunch of well-armed nobles charging
I
through?
think best solution would be not to be like a merchant with like an adventure group, not that kind of thing. A talented high merchant or like a it could be, that's like the obvious idea.
If that's the case, who will be the merchant? And then everyone else presumably is bodyguards.
I mean, who has high deception?
I mean, I do. I have high everything in charisma, except for performance.
You can be the merchant, elven merchant.
Yeah.
I'm technically not trained in it yet, so I can't do much with it.
I have a +9, so.
I have only +6.
If I avoid lies and just go persuasive, I'm +13, so.
I'm +12 in... No. +8 on it. So, you're the better merchant. I think because Isaac and Amana's gonna be like the bodyguards.
Yep.
Sure.
And Ciel is gonna go her like bardic costume clothing, traveling bard along with this group.
Okay. I can accept that. In which case, the group all gathers up then at the foot of the tower. It's rather a cold day at the moment. The snow is quite heavy today. So much so that even in certain parts of the city, there's a decent sized snow pile on certain that people have been shoveling off the sides of the streets. It is the dead of winter right now. Tis so the season for it. Festivities going on elsewhere in the city. All your people currently completely unknowing of what happened last night. Or what nearly happened. But you have everyone disguised then. You've covered up all the dread emblems and some of the spikes from Amanus.
Yes.
Ceres is looking like some rich merchant lady, which, to be honest, is not that different from normal Ceres.
It's true, yeah.
It's probably just an additional coin purse.
She probably tones how she dresses down, but she looks rich still.
And Isaac, as we discovered, can pull off any outfit, so...
I mean, he looks out of place in every outfit, so it's all the same, really.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to disguise, you could be an animal.
I mean, I could be, but this is very novel, so I'm all for it.
You don't want to be the pack. You don't want to be the pack horse.
No.
I mean, level of the merchant skill that Ceres is back of holding where the other goods are.
Okay. Makara meets all of you then, as she stands there, looking somewhat annoyed at the snow to a degree, but I'll be able to get all of you down there, getting you back up. Well, if you can meet with me, I can do it, but I believe... She kind of looks to Ceres. You'll be handling the return?
Ceres nods. I'm not as effective as you are with this, but I'll go the long way round, make a circle.
Given my presence is likely to turn attention, I will not be joining you throughout the city as much. Well, you might be able to pass quite easily there. High elves are not seen quite as often this far south nowadays. as she will tap her staff to the ground as you see a sigil appear, as she asks all of you to join hands.
Sure thing.
Yay.
Friendship.
Friend circle.
As,
Invading our friends. Let's go.
as you see the powerful magic appear, the 7th tier circle taking effect. Let us see how accurate she is.
What's
She doesn't admit she has not been to Cadesia in a very long time.
It'd be funny if she rolled so bad we actually ended up here by accident. Again.
Is it 0 is bad and 100 is good?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
100 is always on target.
Oh.
Oh, we can
One
be off target.
A 1 almost always misses unless you have an anchor.
Right.
You guys definitely do not have an anchor for this.
No.
An anchor would be like a teleportation circle, an important object from a location, something like that. Or a planar beacon.
Okay. That's
Okay.
not bad. Above average.
Not awful.
I know what the ranges are.
Well-
it's okay.
It depends. How
Well,
well you know the place.
I will tell you, if you had picked for you to teleport inside the building, this would be a miss.
Right.
All right.
You didn't pick inside the building.
Nice.
As the magic builds around you, all of you feel yourself being slightly floated off the ground before being pulled through the ethereal stream.
Huh.
Bright lights swirl around you. You briefly all get to see kind of the astral plane around you for just the briefest moments as you're pulled at very fast speed, just through the magical ley lines. To then, in a very bright flash, appearing slightly off target, but not by much. As you all arrive right outside Cadesia, though with one second. How many of you are there? 6 you 6 Van Macquarie. Okay. With a loud thud, though, as Torin goes slightly off, as you all land in a barn, and Torin landing inside a large pile of hay.
Sorry?
Wait, what?
Not
Oh
Torin.
no, the teleport went super wrong. We have the wrong person here.
Isaac lands in a big pile of hay.
Tor was eating his porridge.
I mean, there's worse places to land in.
That's fair.
Hay is very soft, actually.
Yes.
Good place to sleep if you've got very little options.
Isaac falls asleep immediately.
Oh, good. As Makara looks a little woozy, she stands there for a moment and looks around. Close enough. I think the city is just outside.
So are we within the city walls or without them?
As you kind of take a peek outside the barn you're in, you appear to be in a pig farm currently. But you can see literally within like 200 feet of you in eye shot the city walls.
Okay. Still need to make it.
Didn't
over
quite
the
get
wall.
she didn't quite hit perfect dead center of the town, but yeah, she at least got you to the edge.
Fair enough. Check our disguises and then infiltrate the city.
Makara is going to go ahead and hand Ceres something.
Mm-hmm.
As she hands you a very smooth stone with what you'd recognize to be her emblem on it.
Tending stone?
She nods. If it's an absolute emergency, you can call me.
Us emergency? Never.
We haven't had an emergency in years.
She gives you a deadpan look.
Because has PTSD to like Zed trying to save him when he's unconscious. Like,
The Vietnam flashbacks begin.
Whatever we do, no one says, "You go ahead, I got this." We have learned that.
I did not expect them to have
Uh-huh.
sleep poison and also I failed my save. Like, come on.
Obviously, this only allows for a one message back and forth, though most notably it allows Makara to always know where you are, so she can always teleport to you since you're holding it.
Alright, sweet.
Sadly, you won't be able to communicate infinitely because she doesn't have,
Yeah.
only one message from a sending stone.
That's fine.
So unless there's a telepathy on the table, she'll be out of contact. But she'll try to keep an eye on you from a distance.
Okay. Yeah. Also thank her.
With that, though, the group is able to make their way out of the pig farm, looking at the very confused farmer at why 6 people are walking out of his barn.
I give him a cold piece.
He does not question why there's 6 people coming out of his barn.
There you go.
As you head onto the road, and you can see, I say there's a queue for the city gates. It's a queue of like 2 carts. There's not that much traffic right now. It's winter.
All right.
Not that many people are traveling. Even here, though, where it is notably very different for you. You went from the far, far reaches of the north, where, you had a good 6 foot of snow when you teleported. It's kind of fine here. It's like 15 degrees Celsius.
Alright.
Pretty warm. I mean,
Almost
not
looks
not
around
warm, but
and sneers at these stuffed southerners.
who you used to be.
Mm-hmm.
She knew about this, and she's not wearing here like winter clothing.
For real life context, during the summer, this area would be very comparable to Spain in some regards.
So is the city we're at, is it a big city? Or what's the
Port Cadesia, or the port of Cadesia de Rona, is a. It's not a large city. It's only considered a small size city, but still a city nonetheless. Sitting along the coastline. Famous for its fish and its lobsters and similar shellfish. It's a place which you would know a lot of nobles live in, and it's got quite nice weather year round. Has a lot of noble villas just because it's a great winter escape for many people.
right? So people coming and going to the city is not uncommon.
It's not uncommon in winter. It's fairly normal.
Right.
For the upper class, at least. It's a rather nice city, though. A few hundred years old in total. It's fairly nice.
All right.
You yourself, Aminus, from your previous life of debauchery,
Yes.
would also know that there is a rather intense festival of love that occurs here every year.
Oh.
Though sadly, you're about 2 months early for that.
Oh well.
I hear a road trip in our future.
Gotta take Lady Grayscale to date.
Yes,
Well.
you'll head up to the small queue at the front. It does not take long for the carts in front of you to pass. They appear mostly to be farmers from local towns who have, are just bringing their stuff here to sell. As you are brought up, and a rather nice-looking guard, wearing a livery in kind of green and black, stands there. Name and occupation.
Ceres will smile at him. Jessica Vance, merchant.
Nods slightly as he scribbles something down. Jessica Vance, merchant. What kind of goods you selling?
Not selling, buying. Come to the city to see what we can find. I'm one of the sort of people that buys curios, you see.
You may want to consider Madame Zostras.
Well, Ceres pulls out a book from her satchel and scribes that down with a bit of charcoal. Is,
Old Bat always seems to end up with all kinds of weird doodads.
If I find something, I'll bring you a gold.
He smiles a little bit at that.
I
He take the rest of your names, but he'll go around and just ask for a name from each of you. I presume you all give cover names.
Yes.
You also each ask a profession, but I presume for most of you, it's mercenary, and bard, appropriately.
Yeah.
Yep.
pretty much. I imagine that Aminus is the guard captain here. Like he speaks for the rest of us.
I mean, he's the old grizzled veteran, you know.
Right.
The senior.
Oh yeah.
Very
Man,
senior.
your disguise is really good, CL. I look 20 years younger, apparently. So.
I think that is just you, naturally.
Oh, I see.
It's Maybelline.
Skincare routine.
In the name of House Marifia, please enjoy your stay. As he whistles up to the guards above, who open the gate for you.
Wait, House Marithia?
That's my idea.
Yes.
Oh
Oh.
boy.
Oh. There. So you remember when we were in Silver Swift and there was that like noble
Oh, the
house.
lantern buoy.
They had like they favored summoning creatures of evil like imps. They might have been working with the Bluefin pirates.
Very
What?
vaguely.
That's
No,
the house.
I have no idea.
Well, this is
All
why
right.
I'm the note taker, okay?
Yeah.
House Maritia is also the house that was in the Silver Witch ball.
Yes.
That CL got contacted and became a double, triple,
If-
whatever spy.
Oh, okay.
If you may have recalled before the Zed's unfortunate death, Jonas.
No.
Everything before those dark times.
Poor Jonas. Don't strain him
that-
too hard.
That in addition to the assassins, there you found an imp there which you started tracking a little bit.
Oh yeah, the imp.
They House Marufia were the ones who summoned it.
Oh. So they're devil worshippers, I see.
Now, at least conjurers.
Diablerists. Probably call them Diablerists.
Well, I think Ceres also found one in like the kink den as well, if I remember rightly.
You
Of
did.
course.
Yeah, that is
You,
Eve.
you found one of the lesser ones, Eve, who was in the House of Debauchery at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, Eve Marifia. That's right. I've literally got a debaucherous kinky girl that spent the entire evening in the Silver Six Port in the sex dungeon, along with her sister Kalia Marithia, who
Yes,
I have down as like the elder sister, who's like into the ghost docks and worked with the Bluefin pirates.
I
I
also
don't
have
remember
in
any-
contact with Eve with the, scrying and message bells. Which something that Vikas knows more about.
This
But
is
yeah,
why we take
this-
notes.
But yeah, this region apparently is ruled over by Viscount Bask Marufia.
In terms of like house genealogy, where do Eve and Kalia sort of sit compared to the Viscount?
You are free, if you so wish, to give me a, history check.
Would I get advantage because of my background as a courtier?
Mm.
Do you know the movers and shakers of the courts?
That is part of
I will allow it.
the feature, yeah.
I will not. Can hit a little plus symbol for advantage there.
Ah, 18.
Oh, well.
You
Get that four out of here.
while you wouldn't be versed in most noble houses' lineages, Marifia is a house which has had some staying power. They've always been around for most of the time you've been there in Cornwall,
Oh.
in some manner or another. Currently, Bask is currently the head of the Marifia house, but not by much, to your knowledge, actually. Having succeeded his dear mother, who is currently too bedridden to rule the house.
Oh, so he's a regency?
Technically, yes. But for all effective purposes, he is acting Viscount because his mother can't anymore.
Yeah.
As for Eve and Kalia, they would be his younger sisters.
Oh. Oh, the blackmail possibilities. Oh.
You also know, though, the house in general has always had members visiting the High Court, as often offering their services as court mages, or even occasionally the Archmage for the Kingdom, depending on how the political sway goes for those years.
And if my notes are worth anything, they favour conjuration magic as a
Indeed,
whole.
that's always been their specialty.
And they've been working to loosen restrictions on nobility and magic.
Indeed.
Alright. Cool. Just want to make sure my notes are accurate. Okay.
So do we have a potential oops option, like diplomatically, if we get caught here?
There's complications.
Yeah. We seem to be tied quite intrinsically in many different political arenas here.
I think
Both.
we have a way. I think if he wants to push it, we have access to enough debaucherous, not well looked upon by the church sort of stuff we could pose.
The problem with that is that we are not liked by the church.
I mean, the church doesn't need to like us to dislike someone else.
I guess.
If we just went, look what these people do in their spare time.
But we are no longer part of the kingdom either.
Who cares? I mean, it doesn't even need to come from us. It can just appear. We have a printing press that can do propaganda.
I mean, that is that is true.
You know,
we can
we can spread the information without anyone knowing it was us.
True.
And the only people who would know it was us is Bask, because we'd threaten him with it.
Hell, pay a few coppers to anyone on the street to just yell out some rumors that are true. I mean,
Exactly. Like,
but
yeah.
we have a castle to find.
Yes. As you all make your way into the town, very distinctly, the castle you know about should be somewhere on the shoreline, around the city. Though it's been a long time since any of you have been here, so for most of you it's maybe difficult to know off the top of your heads. But it only should take a short while of looking around, you imagine. You know, it wasn't the central kind of palace here, but I think palace.
So just wants to keep an eye out for that shop the guard mentioned as well.
Ah,
Make a mental note.
Madame Zostra's.
Yeah, just, no. If
The
we
entire
pass
town-
it, then why not?
The entire town appears quite quiet at the moment, as far as you can tell. There doesn't seem to be too many people out in the streets when you arrive, though quickly discovering why as you kind of enter into one of the main town squares, as much of the town right now is currently in church.
Oh,
As it is, it is currently the cathedral is currently in session at the moment.
it's like midday mass or something.
Pretty much.
All right.
There is still a couple of market stalls open here and there, but the city streets are fairly sparse at the moment.
Is it a particularly faithful town then?
There's always been a decent amount of faith in the town, at least from the working class.
Sure, sure.
Nobility, of course, are your hit and miss depending on them.
I mean, they have their own chapel. It's like built into their.
Though,
All right,
though it's unsurprising given the fact that this isn't even too far away from the main cardinal's central cathedral, only like a province away. There's strong church influence in the region.
Certainly. Well, yeah, we will, I think, pick our way through the city, try to find the castle. It should be easy to find. It's probably a castle, right?
Mm-hmm. And as you kind of work your way through the city streets, you see it as you kind of reach towards the far end, kind of heading down a narrow street towards the docks. You can see it out on the water there. It's a few hundred feet out. You see the exact castle from the vision sitting out on some rocks overlooking the bay. with smoke rising from it.
Oh.
Aye.
Someone else is
Burning the evidence.
Fireball. Yeah.
Oh, burning that with castle. Quickly.
Yeah, what kind of smoke? Like a floor is on fire?
Heavy black smoke.
Oh.
Okay.
That's just the decor, guys. I think.
You can see several vessels currently surrounding the small island.
Oh.
Could I found like a local and ask what that's about? Is it normal wizard thing or
No,
Usually black smoke on that island.
no. The random dock worker you grab
I gave him a gold?
smiles at the
A
audience.
solution to everything.
It is.
No. Last night, somewhere deep in the night, we just suddenly heard an explosion from the place, and it all went up in flames.
Explosion.
Did we make it backfire?
Overload them.
The guard,
Oh.
the guardsmen have all head out there and have been heading out there trying to help put out the fire and evac people, but it's taking some time.
Oh my god.
Unless
wouldn't
looks
it be
out over and says, "Who lives out there normally?"
Or lived.
lived?
To be honest, not many. I don't know who it's owned by, but I know they never stay there anymore. The place is pretty much left empty most of the year.
Oh. Was it like a big place or like a
It's
mansion?
a fairly small keep out on the island.
Well,
Did I
alright,
shift
well,
them into a time where they cast fireball by accident?
Oops.
It might be even worse than fireball.
Maybe meteor swarm.
No, like it might be some.
It just backfired on them? Is that
Yeah.
something that could happen?
You
Who
don't
knows?
know. You haven't been a chronomancer long enough to know.
Can I make an Arcana check? If this is possible.
Yeah, I'm curious.
It'd be a very high DC to know what not.
You can. I will aid you, sirs.
23 is pretty good. 27?
Theoretically, it's possible messing with the timelines could result in something funky like this happening, but you don't know if it did.
Oh no, the Aeons are gonna come after me.
Will you stop breaking time? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Chronomancy is not a very well understood field, even for Ceres, who was studying it.
Studying is a very loose term.
Yes. It's one of the more misunderstood fields. It's very messing with time. Time tends to like being an elastic band and snapping back.
Oh, okay, I'm living for it. Oh, I don't want to have to make a me shard again. Damn it.
Oh.
Regardless, notice what you're presented to is a keep currently burning, surrounded by guard ships currently trying to put out the fire.
We hire someone to smuggle us over there, maybe? Come on, there's got to be a shady... There's got to be like a small sloop with some shady characters around it, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
if you can make a good amount of forgery, we can change our disguise to be like the royal inspector coming to inspect this what is happening.
I
Absolutely,
brought our
Ceres
folding boat.
could totally do that. Ceres can
I
pretend.
mean, we're just, we just take us out. No questions, just take us out there. Fisherman, you
Yes.
there, sir.
You take us. It's the guards I'm more worried about.
10 gold if you get there within the hour. Now
Quick
shop.
question about the guards. I don't know if this is something that maybe Ceres might know, but is the guards comprised of all like conscripted or voluntary, or have they like hired some mercenaries to do some of the work for them?
You don't entirely know.
Yeah, maybe we
Alright.
can act as one and be like, "Hey, we're here to help. They sent us as well."
Obviously, it's up to you how you move here. If you want to spend time gathering information, if you want to try and, as it stands, steal a random fisherman's boat, or
I don't think
I mean, we could buy
stealing. I think we could just
Just
pay
buy one
for
off.
it. Yeah, someone just be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you, we'll give you 10 gold right now if you take us over there.
No questions asked.
Just take us over there. Why? No, doesn't matter. Just take us.
Ah.
10 gold. Here you go."
The question is what we were gonna do in there.
See if there's anything left that's like
Yeah.
evidential, right?
See who's left that's evidential. Yeah, I like the idea of blagging our way in as like investigatory. We're here to help. Yeah, I like
So you want to
that.
spend a bit of time updating your disguises?
Sure. Do you
Yeah.
want to roll for that?
I
Or...
think it's a good idea.
I think a roll for this is going to sound appropriate. Do that in secret to me if you can.
Can
what kind of roll?
Can I help?
I think. Ooh.
I think it's deception.
It would be
Do you
deception
investigate,
here
yeah.
for this, yes.
Can I aid? The check.
You can.
Oh, that's not secret.
How do I do secret in this one?
You
Under
change.
public role, you can change
Yeah.
to like private GM role, not blind, because I think the GM can't see that either. Or
Blind
you
can.
can't see it.
No, blind means you can't see it, which is fine, which is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, blind. Okay, you want blind then, yeah.
Yeah, you want blind GM.
Just make sure to change it back after, because I forgot that one.
So far.
I mean, the worst case in that case, either GM can reveal the role if it's stated, but
Yeah.
we'll roll again because you shouldn't know what your disguise is.
Where do I see that? That's also not without advantage.
Yeah.
If you just go ahead and roll, I can force it to do advantage when you roll it on my end. So.
Yeah.
So if you just go ahead and roll the deception in secret, I will add
Yeah,
advantage.
but I don't know how to roll this in deception. I don't know where.
So you see directly just under the chat window there is public role.
Oh yes. Oh,
You
yeah.
click
Down
that
there
and
we
go
go.
blind
Yeah,
GM role.
Blind
Change it.
GM roll.
Yeah, change it to
Yeah.
blind because then only I can see it.
Yeah, and then just change it back so you don't forget for yourself.
No,
Yeah.
I was thinking it's in the character sheet.
No,
Yeah,
no.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's like Pathfinder. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Sadly not. The fifth edition team is not as
Awesome as the
Yeah.
Pathfinder team. Yeah.
Motivated, I
That's
would
right.
say.
It
Yeah.
doesn't prop a window that.
I mean, in
has
the fifth
to-
edition's team, in the fifth edition team's defense, Wizards of the Coast doesn't let them do very much.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
Which
not
means,
their fault.
which means they're not very motivated. Meanwhile, Paizo's have been like, "Oh, you want to upload our entire module and all of our rulebooks? Go for it."
Yeah, I'm not
like,
surprised. Not that
absolutely, mate. Images, no, they have to pay for that, but we will enable them to have it, and we'll make it so you can import it really easy.
Art and
But-
art and law and pre-made campaigns must be paid for, but actual rules and like
Yeah.
mechanics can all be uploaded for free.
Yeah, all for free. Go for it. Paizo,
It's
pretty good.
basically Paizo makes their money off the setting more than they make money off anything else. So,
We are not sponsored by Paizo, just disclaimer. But
that
if
makes
you want to.
We just soured a bit on wizards.
Yeah, just a little bit.
enemy of
Yeah.
our enemy is definitely not higher.
Yeah.
No. Neutral. I was trying to just say.
Some of us might be more biased than others.
We need to maybe that should be our next project. Convert this to Pathfinder.
Yeah, our opinion is 25.
I
on
have
this.
considered that.
I even
Yeah.
raised it as a suggestion to Dark.
That would be interesting.
Could you
Alright,
imagine
well.
Ceres as a wizard in Pathfinder? My God.
Oh, or Dark, though. The amount of work. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. You've already
Incredible
done so
amount of
much work.
I don't know if you can recreate Amonas in.
I don't.
There's no
know.
good recreate for Amonis.
No, there isn't.
He's unique to this.
There are
setting,
ways
that's
to make
the
like a,
unfortunate.
there are ways to make like a dread aura kind of style person, but I don't think.
You could do like. You
It'd
could
be
do
more like
martial-
anti-paladin, I think.
You can
There's
do
no
champion with the
neutral-
martial archetype.
Yeah, there's no neutral champions. That's the weird thing. Like
No.
you can't be a lawful neutral champion. You can only
Yeah,
be
there's
like
no,
a
there is
good
no.
local-
We could make a neutral champion, but
It's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
we could just
Customs is obviously-
decide it.
because
Yeah.
Paizo's totally said like neutral champions are a thing. It's just they haven't written them yet. So
Well,
Anyway.
we'll think about this then.
Yeah.
Since everyone was like, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea."
yeah, as it
And you're-
stands, Ciel's going to spend
I wanna
Ciel's going
play.
to spend some time trying to redo the disguise. What are people going to do while she's reworking everyone's disguises? Because that will take some time.
Yeah, stand still, I guess, since I'm one of the disguises that needs to be worked on.
I'm gonna gather some info.
Yeah, I was gonna think.
I'm gonna flex my thieves count here. Is there any areas or signs for thieves
Like
areas?
I
on
assume
here?
we want to do this on the street, so I'll rent a rooms where we can do this.
Yeah,
you know.
Sure, go to a nice seaside tavern and rent some rooms for us.
You know, we are not gonna do this changing disguises in the middle of the street.
Here you go.
Are we talking drunken sailor's den, or are we talking like fine inn on the shoreline?
Fine.
Fair enough.
In which case,
yeah.
you head round to a place simply known as the Board Swan.
There you go.
Board?
The board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Board Swan.
It speaks with the same accent as Astarion from Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, inside, it's a very nice place, very airy, very open. It seems quite nice. They're currently preparing for afternoon tea. They've got like little cakes and such on the side. Quite nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
You're able to come inside. You're able to rent a room. I will add it to the bill for the group.
I mean, how much does it cost? Just give me the number.
I mean, if you're wanting it just for today.
Yeah, for today. For 2 days. For 2 days.
2 days?
2 days.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah, 5 gold.
Yeah, I'm paying that.
In case it's like Dracula's castle is like upside down in the sky. So.
You go ahead and rent the room then, giving you a place to secretly work on the makeup in the meanwhile.
Yes.
All right.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. The rest of you are able to do some things. There's obviously Sil will have to work on each of you, so you'll all have some time when she's not working on you.
Yeah, I'll go last. I'm gonna head down to that seedy drunken sailor inn and see if I can get some info on what the hell is happening over there. They've been on the sea. They probably see exactly what's happening, or if there's anyone that's like fled the castle after the explosion.
Okay.
Maybe I can like utilize some of my thieves' cant here to see if there's anyone that's like working here, in quotes, working, that I can talk to or pay, get some info.
Okay. You head on down then towards the much seedier bar. Give me a second here. You arrive at the Snappy Crawfish.
All right. Lovely.
This is definitely much more kind of hidden away from the main streets, kind of sitting over by the docks. It's almost like missable because it's kind of like warehouse, bar, warehouse. But you make your way there and slip your way on inside. Can you roll me a perception roll as you do so?
Yeah, I can.
As you enter in, you do notice a small marking on the outside wall which looks familiar to you.
Yes.
It's a common thieves' cant symbol to say dead drop.
Ah, okay. Is there anything there?
Well, you can spend some time looking for the dead drop. But you know there is one at least somewhere around here, given the symbol marked on the wall.
Yeah. You know, if I was someone who was trying to pass some info, and I was living in a castle, probably go for the closest area. So this might be useful, or I might be stealing from someone who I might get in trouble for. So for now, I'll just head in and keep that in mind.
You head on inside. The slightly sunken bar. You have to go down a few steps as you go inside. It's pretty dead right now. We're talking midday on like a Sunday.
Yeah.
There's a couple of sailors in here, but it's pretty dead. So much so that there's a relatively young lad behind the bar right now, say like early teens,
Yeah.
who just kind of just looks bored out of his mind right now.
All right.
He seems to be doodling on a piece of cheap parchment with some charcoal.
I'll head up to him.
He looks up at you. Did you just? Oh, sorry. Welcome to Snappy Crawfish. Can I get you anything to drink?
He like I'm gonna flick over a gold to him and say, whatever the strongest thing you have is. And
He looks at the gold, looks to you, looks at the gold, puts the gold under the table, and fills you up a large mug of this deep red liquor.
All right.
The smell of
Yes.
alcohol from it is
Potent.
very noticeable from a distance.
I see.
Dwarven fire ale.
Oh, lovely. Let's take a look at the kid here, and while he's addressing him, he's gonna basically start like, you know how you like drum the table with your fingers.
Mhm.
He's gonna do that, but he's gonna be basically like sending out like thieves' cant in code to be like, oh, how would I even say this? Basically, that he's looking for info. You know, a way that like, there has to be some sort of sign they can use like to signal to other people in the area that they are, you know, looking for something. So he'll try that in Thieves' Cant on, but like by drumming on in a certain pattern. But he'll address the kid and say, "I don't suppose you heard about what happened over the sea there, that castle, huh?"
He hands back down your mug for a moment. But you can see him his eyes kind of briefly watching your hand tapping there for a second. But...
Yeah.
There's a lot of rumors going around, lot of talk, sailors talk, guards getting uppity. You know, it's always hard. It's always kind of hard to tell what's rumor and what's not. You know, so much happens. It's always hard to remember.
He'll he'll sleight of hand like flip out another gold and say, "Well, what do you think you remember?"
Kid happily takes the money. Well, I know a few things at least. Seems like whatever's happened, Lord Bask isn't happy. That much for sure.
Well, he's generally not a very happy man, is he?
He's normally not too bad, actually.
Huh.
Roams the streets sometimes. Goes to church, where he is right now, actually.
Huh.
Or he should be, at least.
I
But
see.
as it stands, the explosion happened, and next thing we know, that all his personal contingent make their way out of his keep down to and basically grab every boat off the dock they can.
That sounds like someone gave him a right spit in the face, then, huh? If he has his personal guard at it.
Rumor is some foreigners come and attacked his people's keep.
Huh.
Didn't hear any cannon fire though, which makes me think magic. But what do I know?
Well, from what I heard, you're a fairly smart lad. That's why you're here, isn't it?
I don't know about that. I just serve drinks.
You nod slowly and say, "Thank you for the drink." And he has not drank from it like at all this entire time. But he'll turn around and you know, slowly make to leave. He'll eye one of the sailors. Does any of them look like they're about to just finish their drink?
Some of them are fairly low on the drinks right now.
He'll pick one and he'll land down the the drink in front of him and say, "For you," and then he'll just head out.
You see him recoil slightly as he goes to about to drink it, and the kid sniggers slightly from behind the bar. Dwarven fire ale is not something to mess with.
No, definitely not. All right. He'll head outside, and he's going to attempt to make himself scarce because now he thinks that you know, after that little stunt, if someone is looking for him, they're definitely going to be looking for him. So he's going to try and basically hide himself in the crowd a bit.
There's not much for a crowd at the moment, to be honest, but there's a few alleyways and such you can always dip down if you want to.
Yeah, I think I'll see that because if someone does want to find him, he would prefer that they're skilled enough to actually find him. So
You want to
You'll
try and
try
hide
that.
your trail, as it were.
basically, yeah.
That'll be a stealth check then, and make that secret for me.
Okay.
There is no failure condition because someone wants to be rolling against you. So
Yeah. I can't boost it if I fail, but I guess it's always weird to read those rules for like checks that you're not supposed to know the success
I mean,
of.
in this case, I'm thinking you really can't. Like, it's not even technically you can fail because it's just someone's rolling against you.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
So
I understand.
someone might be rolling against you even. So it's like, yeah.
No, I get you.
You dive through a few alleyways, take a few unusual turns. Eventually, slipping yourself into a large crowd of worshippers all leaving the church at the same time.
Oh.
It's quite the busy crowd. Quite a lot of people can fit into the cathedral, as it turns out, a few hundred people at a time.
If I take a peek into one of like the doors and someone like comes out through, do I see the count in there? Or what? Yeah.
You do see what seems to be a nobleman speaking with the bishop in there with two guardsmen with the city's well, more precisely with a blue and white livery on them, which you would know as House Marifia's livery. So,
Yeah.
unlike the
Safety
green
boots.
livery at the gate, which you believe is actually his liege's people.
Right.
know?
Yeah. I'll take note of their faces with keen mind here, just so I can recognize them later in case they show up. And I'll as I slip into the crowd, I'll head back to the others. I mean, I'm basically relaying information to them because I have like the psychic whispers. It is a mile, so like as I'm getting info here, they're getting it basically. So they know what I know.
Is Vickers enjoying the warmer weather, by the way?
It is nice to not feel the cold in his bones deep inside for once.
Like it's winter right now, but it's a nice temperate temperature.
Yeah, it was getting quite bad lately, but now this is like a fresh, warm, nice, calm day. So it's definitely a great vacation spot for him if he ever retired, but that's not on the cards for him for sure.
Get you one of these nice townhouses, a vacation home. It'd be nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Is anyone else doing anything outside of the disguises?
Yes.
No.
Especially considering that Vickers are just informing us, hey, they took boats and apparently like half left. There's a very good chance that keep is just a burnt out husk and nothing of interest is there, and then would be good to find out before we go there. And I mean, Isaac is a druid, so he can do druid things. He's gonna ponder the proceedings in our hotel room here for a bit as Amanes gets a disguise makeover. So he'll just look out the window, look for one of the local bird species, and turn into one of those to take a look himself.
Statistically, it's going to be a seagull.
Probably a seagull, sure. So we will just do that and go take a look at the keep. I mean, he doesn't need a boat.
Is it a boat? Is it a plane? No, it's a seagull.
Yet another seagull. Like he's going to keep his distance for sure, but there's going to be windows. He'll hopefully see like just the general gist of what's happening over there, and whether it's even worth checking out at all, or if it's just empty at this point.
You fly your way over as a majestic seagull in the sky. Circling overhead, you can see the several boats surrounding it right now. The place is just absolutely swarming with guards at the moment. You definitely notice quite a bit of like damage from the fire. having kind of wrought its way through on the stone half of the building. But it doesn't look like building is like crumbling. And it looks like most of the fire is out at this point. At least most of the fire you can see is out from this point. You can see a few injured there, who seem to be getting treated at the moment.
Okay. If he flies a bit closer and looks into some of the windows, does he see that it's still like inhabited? Does he like looking in some of the upper windows? Does anything in there obviously look like part of a wizard's tower or something obvious like that?
I mean, you look in some of the windows, like you can see furniture and everything. Like it looks like it's still decked out to be someone's like home, as well as like a military installation. You kind of circle around. As you kind of circle near the tower, the one tower that kind of it actually has, and towards the upper window, you suddenly find yourself essentially a bird hitting a bird hitting a glass window situation. So you seem to hit some kind of just bubble, ramming face first in some kind of force field.
Well, that certainly suggests that there's something worth checking out, because security means there's something worth stealing. Or attacking, I guess. He'll sort of relay that as he finds it out, basically, like stream of consciousness like via the telepathic link, assuming it is within a mile of our inn.
It is within a mile still.
Okay. And he'll inform the others, well, looks like there's something still here. There's a protected area that might be worth checking out.
Well,
From what you can tell, it does appear like many of the guards are getting ready to leave soon.
And
It
many
does
of the
seem-
guards are getting ready to leave soon.
Because from what you can tell, it looks like they're kind of just finishing like dealing with like treating the wounded, and then plan to take most of them back to the shore.
well, that's good timing.
So
How
give-
extensive are the damages? What,
It
was
look-
it like one enormous explosion or many small ones? Like that's probably could probably tell from a distance, right?
roll me a nature roll.
In nature, I can do that. 22.
The fire looks definitely unnatural to you. As you kind of look around, there are multiple fires, but notably they're all on the stone side of the building, not touching the more wooden side of the structure. And while it looks bad and ash covered, and you can see a lot of like superficial damage, structurally the place looks fine to you.
It's almost like someone wanted to make it look really damaged without actually damaging anything.
That would be your assessment, yes.
How strange.
The actual building's overall state looks fairly fine.
I don't know politics well, but if someone wanted to make up a reason to attack someone, making it seem like they were just attacked by them seems like a way to do it.
Is certainly one way to do it, yes. Perhaps the ruler and liege here are at odds.
Maybe. I'll stick around here for a bit. You can arrive on whatever boat you manage to find in them. Whenever.
How long can you stay as Seagull?
Half my druid level, 5 hours.
Ah. Which also means you can just stay overhead, keeping an eye for when the guards actually do really want to leave.
Yep.
Lovely. Those are great.
Presuming you're just like idly sitting on one of the walls or something. None of the guards pay attention to you. So
Oh yeah.
like, oh, seagull, neat.
Gonna take a short rest as a seagull to also get my wild shapes back.
Go for it. That's one of the that's my favorite things as a druid. You could just rest as an animal all the time.
I never thought of that. That's so smart. What the hell?
Mhm. That's how druids can effectively just stay in wild shape forever because they could just rest in wild shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Even yeah. There's always usually a way for druids to do that in every edition. It's been quite fun.
That's cool. All right. Well, now that we have a guaranteed scout to determine when the best time to go is, that's good.
Is there anything else, or should we just skip to makeup finished?
I don't think Amnas will move much. He's too well known to risk like being noted outside, so he will just stay inside until.
Especially in a place where lots of nobles may be.
Yeah, exactly.
And Ceres is noticeable enough if they do see past the disguise. So she wants to minimize her exposure.
In which case, an hour or so of makeup later, and you both look fabulous now. Royal inspectors, as it were. Of course, as Sarah says, you always look fabulous, though.
You know, some was easier than others.
Yes. Some of you may have taken longer than others, but regardless, most of you are now all happily inside of your double in-room seat at the board Swan. How would you like to proceed from here? Do you wish to immediately try and find a boat to catch over? Do you plan to want to wait for the guards to disperse more from the castle?
I think I'll take advantage of Isaac's idea here and position, and basically wait until the guards are at their thinnest inside or dispersing, and we can presumably either buy a ride over or outright buy like a sloop or something to just rent a sloop for a day or something.
Okay.
I guess
Is
if
there-
there's time, Ciel can go get the boat ready. Buy it.
We're trying to buy a boat.
Yeah. Or rent it for a day, whatever. Nah, we're gonna buy it.
It's difficult at the moment. Many people have as it turns out, many people have gone out of their way to. Well, mostly the Lord himself has gone out of his way and basically grabbed most of the boats right now. That said, if you want to get just a tiny little rowboat that you can just row across,
If it can be fancier.
I mean, something fancy might be hard to find. Is the issue.
Ciel gonna give it an attempt.
You can give it an attempt, but it will not be easy.
Do you want a persuasion?
You can attempt a persuasion. You ask around the docks a bit. And it takes you a little bit. You do have the option from this. You could just buy a rowboat for 50 gold.
Yeah.
As you find a fisherman who's willing to sell it.
Is it
You
big enough for all of us?
could rent for a fisherman to just sail you over there in his fishing boat. You think you found someone who's willing to do it quickly, though he doesn't exactly want to hang around because the guards don't get friendly to boats pulling up on their shore.
I'm just gonna buy the boat.
Okay. Right, you can spend 50 gold and you can grab a small fishing rowboat. Presumably someone in the group is strong enough to sail a rowboat. So
I'm back. Sorry.
Fairly strong.
I mean, yeah, let's be honest, it'll probably be the king sailing the rowboat.
I can row.
Been a while since the king's been in a boat. At least when he's had to row.
Yeah, that's a
I mean, there's gonna be much easier way if you don't want to do that. But
Are you
that's
gonna
gonna be
animate the
wasting
boat?
my spell.
No, that's fine. I can row. I don't mind.
You're considering animate object boat.
Yeah.
Animate object boat.
We are not
sure.
that lazy. Jesus Christ.
More
It's-
arriving in
it's-
style, right?
I
yes,
will
you know.
row. Our poor king
No,
is too
you won't.
old and decrepit to row
Yeah,
himself.
you're too old and creaky. I'll row.
Mm.
Oh.
Well, as it stands, then you wait for a little bit of time. Then it is currently about 2 p.m. at the moment. There still seems to be a decent number of guards on the island right now, and a decent number of wounded. Would you like to keep waiting?
I suppose so.
I'll just keep updating on the situation. You just tell me when you guys want to deploy out. So. 3 p.m. One of the small guard boats has left with some of the wounded, though there still seems to be a few people poking around on there, looking around.
Oh, I mean, we could go now if we are confident in our deception abilities. We can probably pass as the royal inspectors without too much fuss, right?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Okay, 3 p.m. it is then.
3 p.m. it is.
As you guys make your way down then to the docks and find the very small rowboat. It creaks slightly as you all climb inside, but it's fine. Tight fit, but it fits you all. Perhaps it's a good thing when someone's a seagull right now, though.
How far away is it from the land?
Let's see here. That's you're not exactly sure, but you're half a mile out.
Okay. Time for this.
Like it's not extremely far, but it's beyond like the range of a simple dimension door, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah. Curious.
Unfortunately, a dimension door would only make it like a quarter of the way there at most. So.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
And also, a missed teleport would end you somewhere just out in the bay somewhere.
Yeah, we would have been in the water.
Oh, the ocean, fair mistress. How you have murdered several of my characters before.
And mine.
And Jake's vampire. We've had many deaths. Bro, the group begins to sail across then, your mid-afternoon paddle. Are you just beelining straight there? Are you trying to kind of take a slightly longer route to not be like obvious that you're heading there?
If we're going in as inspectors, we want to give off the impression that we are meant to be So I feel like just rocking up is the way to go instead of being like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, confidence, right?
Can I also ask you, what colours do you bear for this? Whose inspectors are you pretending to be?
So we are.
I reckon the
What
Duke.
what are the colors of the guards that are being escorted out of the castle? Like the ones that are checking it out.
The ones leaving the castle seem to be primarily the Viscounts, from what you can tell, mostly blue and white.
Yeah, and it's the Viscount's castle. Is what the information that we've been told is
Yeah.
pointing towards. It would make sense then that we would be that, right?
The thing is, if his
But then they
most
would know,
trusted
right?
people are there,
Yeah,
then there's
they'd
no
know.
more people to send. So I think we need to go a step up. I think we need to go the Duke's colors.
Yeah, we need to go the liege color, and then we'd be
Yeah.
like, yeah, he sent us here. Go talk to him if you have an issue, and that gives us some time.
Yeah.
Like, we got paid for this, we're going. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. We have ducal authority. Move.
In
Basically.
that case, you're currently wearing garb of like lime green and black.
Black suits us, I think.
Wearing the colours of House Ran. The Duke, well, yeah, the Viscount's liege lord, the Duke. As you sail your way out, I'm making your way closer.
Lime green and black.
Mm-hmm. Can you please, someone, I don't mind who, give me an athletics roll for the boat?
Not me.
No.
This?
I have a -1.
Athletics.
Yeah.
I'm not trained.
What? You're a paladin. Oh, right, you're a paladin. You only
Yeah,
get 4
I'm a
skills.
paladin. I have like 2 skills.
What is your athletics?
That's
4.
okay. +4.
Okay, athletics is good.
Where's the big score?
There you go.
Where's the big scorpion? We need it.
Big fat 3 on the roll.
As you
Oh,
sail out into the bay.
Oh god, we're sinking.
Well, you don't start sinking, but you do notice you start drifting.
Oh no.
Do I need to chronal shift to fix this?
Roll harder.
Can Seal come to help? Poor Amanas and his old bones. Giving him his advantage.
I am rowing perfectly fine.
Afterwards,
Something
oh.
wrong with this boat.
Or do you want me to roll athletics?
I mean, to be fair, the king has never rowed a boat in his entire life, so...
True.
It's
True.
true.
I've always had people for this, so.
Yeah.
And as it stands,
There you go.
you've begun drifting so from a straight line, now kind of drifting outwards towards open sea slightly.
Oh, Jesus,
All right,
guys.
13. There you go. Amanas will quickly abandon the oars and then instead sit in the front and look regal, as befits his royal station and being a royal inspector, and let Seal row because clearly she's way better.
Right.
Ciel mostly gets you back on track again, though it does take her a little bit.
She just shakes her head. Bunch of old people.
Ciel, you get a slight clawing at the back of your mind as you're kind of rowing on the boat here. A deep part in the back of your mind, kind of scratching at you about being above this open water.
Mm.
I have animate object. If I need it, I can make this faster.
That's fine. But can you
And
please?
Probably Isaac's telepathic giggle at the spectacle here from a distance.
Can
Oh,
you,
God.
could you please roll me a charisma saving throw, Isa?
Oh, shit.
What?
At least you have Amnes's saves.
You do
So-
have Amanis' save. You're all bundled together on a boat here.
That's true. Like a
Plus
+5.
five to that.
You're fine, even though there's some kind of scratching in the back of your mind for some reason. You're fine.
Oh, I yes, I
Part-
get it.
A deep-seated part in your subconscious does not like you being here.
Yeah, you know. I get it.
Because you guys
Okay.
might have sent a half vampire in the middle of the ocean.
Mm.
Crossing the waters.
Yeah.
Our
Wow.
Seal is fine, right?
I'm fine.
Oh, good, good.
If you had rolled badly and subjected to fear, we might be in a different situation, but we'll see.
Subjects to fear. Freaking out.
Animate object.
Yes, I'm so frightened I will jump into the thing I fear.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Where
No,
are you
no,
gonna
no,
run?
no.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna just animate something.
I
Make
mean,
it
animate
fly.
object would be interesting because then you, in fact, for that point, you've turned the rowboat into a speedboat.
God.
Yeah, very fast to the source.
just hang sail off the side of the boat as she's freaking out, and she will, be the rudder for us.
You will end. That will end up badly for you.
I will die. Yeah, I know.
No,
But then
you
we'll be
won't
there.
die. I have other, much more horrible means.
Oh, I
Do not
see.
worry.
Your vampire may not appreciate that.
I see.
Sheesh.
Okay, that's yeah. The sailing doesn't go the best, but you are now like making your way back there. You can see this entire thing from your nice little perch. You're quite comfortable up there, to be honest.
Yeah. Seagulls have it great, like, honestly.
They have it pretty good, yeah.
Oh, Duck, what season is it in the world? It's spring.
Winter.
It's deep winter right
It's
now.
deep winter. Okay.
Thankfully, in a location that is currently not that cold, but it's currently deep winter. So
It's just good to know, because my shit. Ceres is in summer, but her book is in winter.
but your book matches the actual season.
Yeah.
As the boat starts getting closer, Isaac, you notice that a whole bunch of the guards start looking a bit confused. And some of them start getting into positions on the wall just in case. They clearly aren't expecting visitors right now.
I assume since Emmons is the front, I'm gonna give you a bardic inspiration. Since you seem to be the talking one.
Is Aranus the one going to talk?
I think Ceres is gonna.
I thought
Yeah,
Rahal
I-
was doing
we-
it.
Yeah, the duplicitous one.
Yeah,
You know,
We're
you,
just-
you can both have bardic inspiration.
fair enough.
Whoever talks can have it.
Yeah.
Whoever, which one of you it is.
Amanus is the backup intimidation. That's what.
Yeah, you can both have bardic inspiration. I have some to spare. See, that gives you like a clap in the back, in a
Yeah.
musical sense. You got this.
The guards getting suspicious, like that's to be expected.
yeah.
Nothing
No.
surprising.
Don't worry, Isaac.
I
Ceres
ran- I
has
ran-
a foolproof plan to get us
I
through.
ran the boat pulling up to the door. Yeah. Do you, for Isaac, do you plan to just stay as a seagull until one of the random walls?
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to.
Oh,
Fair
As
enough.
far as disguises go, it's pretty good.
yep.
Not quite
Druids are the
foolproof, but
best.
it's pretty close.
Druids are the best at infiltration.
Yeah, you just don't even do whatever. Like a cat or a spider and just get in
Yeah.
there.
Like, also, it's even easier if, like, you scope the place as, like, a bird. You find out
Yeah.
the owner's cat, and then you just, like, put
Yes.
the cat somewhere safe and become the cat.
Yes, somewhere safe.
And then no one cares.
I mean, you can't turn into a specific animal, only the type. So
That's why you get a friend with the disguise skill to then make up you into the correct animal.
Exactly. There we
Make
go.
up me into the cat.
His Majesty, it'll be like cosplaying His Majesty. You just shave. Just get your friend to shave you.
Well, that's gonna take a while.
It's a Baldur's Gate
We don't we don't have that type of friendship, Halldamir. I'm sorry.
Since when?
It's a bit too intimate.
Since the incident.
Yeah.
Since the incident.
I'm curious what the incident is now.
It's alright, me and Jonas share a Google account. It's fine.
Yes.
That does, admittedly, that does say a lot.
Let's leave it at that.
Discretion is the better part of valor. That's all I'm saying. Mhm.
Anyway,
Just
All
giving
right,
it a
forward, my duplicitous lady.
yes.
Awanas would glower in the background.
I presume that's your. I presume that's just Amnes's default expression.
Yeah.
Yeah. Must be, right?
Yes. Certainly.
You know, there are many things we expect from this world. Amnes glowering is just one.
Mm. Mm.
Halldamir breaking time apparently has become a new one.
Sus. It wasn't even planned. Neither
Yet it
occasion
somehow
was.
happened.
Neither occasion was planned, yet it happens. The chaos is real.
It doesn't make it better. It's not planned, Halldamir. It doesn't make it better.
It does.
No. Were we waiting for something?
Sorry, just give me one moment. The map's a bit.
Oh, sorry.
Does anyone
Gosh.
want?
Certainly.
Like, I'm wondering. I have the arcane abeyance, the great, like the orb bead of spell that I can give out.
The what?
I've been
Yes.
looking at my spell book. Like, what fourth or lower spell can I give someone that would be useful in this situation?
Well,
Counterspell.
Greater visibility to Vicus.
It is
Doesn't
a
need
thought.
concentrate on anything.
4th level or lower, right?
Yeah.
So we have Sickening Radiance, Magic Circle, for example. Mordecai's Private Sanctum. Instant Tiny Hut.
Well, it has to be something
Yes.
I have right now. Like,
Yeah, true. But I just meant in general, like some stuff
Greater
that
invisibility
Yeah.
on Vicus.
could give you greater invisibility. I could also give you fireball.
I think a greater visibility, I would do more damage with that than a fireball over a
Yeah,
magic
That's
turn.
sure.
true. That's true.
For sure. You do a fireball every time you hit these days.
Yeah. All right. So while we are heading out, or just before we head out, because it lasts an hour.
Right.
Well, we don't know.
I
The
don't know.
boat incident
That's
might
true.
have.
Yeah, I think we'll wait until we're like, we're like halfway there, somewhat closer, and then Ceres will, she'll like turn to Vicus and say, "Okay, I'm trying something new out, so just hold out your hand."
This isn't going to explode, is it?
No. So she'll start casting a spell. That spell being greater invisibility. I consume the spell slot right now. And then before it sort of grips onto Vicus, she condenses it through time and space into a little grey bead. It says, don't break it. It's somewhat fragile. But if you focus on it while you hold it, it will cast that invisibility spell that I put on you. It'll cast that on you. Or you can cast it on someone else, but that's unlikely.
He'll take the bead and raise his eyebrow and say, I wasn't aware that you could just give out magic like this.
This is a work in... Well, I suppose not a work in progress. A work in just finished progress. First time
So I am
actively using
Your test subject then.
Oh no, I've tested it. I've tested it. It works. Works surprisingly well with a fireball as well. But I feel like turning you invisible at the drop of a hat is a better use than a fireball.
He smiles. Oh yes, I can think of many uses for this. As he'll, since he doesn't really generally have anything in his hands, he'll hold the bead in one of his fists. Given how fragile it is, I think keeping it relatively on this person is okay.
Put it in your mouth.
The
Maybe.
the cool thing about this ability is for the spell attack bonus and the DC, that doesn't matter in this case. It's treated as me casting it. For everything
Oh.
else, it's counted as Vicus casting it. So it is his concentration.
Yes.
Ah. Is great invisibility concentration?
It is,
Yes.
yes.
Ah, that's great though, because then you don't have to worry about it.
It means I don't have to worry about it.
Is great
Wonderful.
invisibility like I'm always in it on
Yes.
like
It's
Oh,
it's
man,
though
that's
you
like
can murder
advantage.
people
It's
while
permanent invisibility for a minute. I
a
think.
minute of
Ah.
invisibility. It's
oh yeah.
great.
Yeah, pop that just before we step into a known fight and I can just murder everyone.
Yes. Yeah. She's basically suspending the magic in time. You know, abeyance is suspension. Like.
We're slowly rowing towards the island while we hear the mocking laughter of Seagull Isaac above us.
And now that you're back on track and not drifting out to sea, it's silent again.
Slightly less mocking.
It's not mocking as much.
He'll fly just out of reach, like looking smug.
Just gonna eat my sandwich.
He's gonna steal my ice cream. I know
He's
it.
coming for my chips.
No.
Everyone.
How could you, Isaac? How could you?
They're the best board seagull chips in the city. How could this happen?
Anyone who's from the British Isles, including Ireland, who's ever been to a beach and had fish and chips at the beach,
Yeah.
knows the
Good luck.
heartache of.
Yeah. There is a very liked ice cream hut up on a hill on a mountain here in Stockholm where I usually go, and there are seagulls patrolling that ice cream hut. There is even
I
a
bet.
big sign outside of the hut saying like "Watch out, they steal."
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I've had like seagulls practically landing on my head trying to take my ice cream.
Watch out, they steal.
Neil almost punched one in the face.
I did.
Yes.
7-year-old me end up getting like sausage and chips on the beach,
Yeah.
and it's still the entire jumbo battered sausage I had gotten.
Oh no, the
man.
worst.
Jumbo
And
bad
then-
sausage is great.
And then there was poor like 7 or 8-year-old me trying to get it back from the seagull.
Oh,
I will
that's
admit, the
lost.
reason I didn't punch it was because it landed on Jonas's shoulder, and in that split second, I was like, I might miss. So I was like, maybe I won't. I'll just push Jonas towards me, and not punch.
It was a very forward seagull. Like I felt it land on me. I was like, "Whoa!"
I see it was
Excuse
very
me.
aggressive. Yeah.
Seagulls
Yeah.
give zero fucks. Let's be
Yeah.
real. They
Too
don't care.
secure. That's a problem.
I agree. Yeah.
Need a good punching every now and then. A
Yeah,
punch up
I-
the bracket, I believe.
I like would probably say something along the lines of people live in cities, but the seagulls, the rats, the cats, they own the city.
Oh,
I see.
very wise.
Once worked at a school that was like basically on the seaside, and after like the lunch hour, because kids are disgusting, there'd just be this swarm of seagulls that would come down to like the field that all the kids like.
Oh yeah.
It's a swarm
It's a good
of
cleaning
them.
service. Yeah.
Great cleaning service, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Unless it's like wrappers, they just throw them
Terrible for the
away.
plastic they probably ate, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Like that time after barbecue, I managed to drop like a whole bowl of chips. Just drop it like on the veranda, and I was like, well, it's like 3 liters of chips just in a pile, and it was like in the middle of the night. I'm like, I'm not gonna clean this up. Fuck it, I'm gonna go to bed. I clean up in the morning. Came out in the morning, there wasn't a single
Just
chip left.
gone, yeah.
Gone, completely gone. And I was like, what?
You also have magpies trying to steal
Wasn't
the
a
silverware
crumb
outside.
left.
Yeah.
I just need to
Crumb.
double check. Shape.
Yep.
Yes.
Was it wild shape you were using in particular?
Yes.
I know you have multiple ways you can turn into an animal.
Yeah, if Isaac polymorphed into a seagull, he would start stealing food.
Yeah, he wouldn't be.
That's true.
smart.
He'd have the intellect of a seagull, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which revolves
And
around
instinct.
food. Like,
Yeah. Gosh.
Again, I just need to double check. That's all.
has Isaac ever accidentally polymorphed instead of wild shaped and like just lost himself for the duration of a polymorph?
I assume that's how he takes vacations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took some
I mean,
time
you-
off as a rat.
Yeah, exactly. Go do rat
You-
things.
You don't really confuse the two because one is a thing you can just sort of do because of a connection. The other is actually an elaborate spell casting.
Ah. I like my form of polymorph being a mistake.
The real mistake is casting true polymorph instead of polymorph. True polymorphing yourself into something that has an intelligence of 1 and forgetting, and then you're permanently
Yeah.
stuck there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how druids retire. Some of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
follow myself in something I like, and there we go.
Like a dragon.
Okay, that seems fine.
That's more dragon form, isn't
No, you can true polymorph into a dragon.
I mean, you can also true polymorph yourself into a table. So
Yeah, you can
True.
yeah, that's true.
it?
Yeah.
That's a nice retirement.
Is it?
Steady. Like that.
Despicable.
Well, I'm here all week.
Brilliant, but
please.
despicable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn you into a cup. A mug, that's all you deserve.
A mug. That's also not bad. It's very filling.
It's also empty, but yeah.
DDS, please continue.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you're done. My bad.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Oh,
I
Sorry.
was trying to fill the time.
Charge.
Change places.
Please,
As it
please.
stands, you disembark from the. Except from who's up here.
Hello, seagull.
Yes.
Laughing Carl.
Yeah, they're laughing gull. They do. It sounds like they're laughing. Yeah.
That sounds like an even name now.
It's a Swedish name for it. It's literally that. Skratt.
Oh, I was
Yeah, laughing gull.
mistake. Yeah, okay, I see.
Oh, I had to make sure you were appropriately polymorphed.
True.
Very important.
So good.
And it was mad when I applied the effective, I clicked the polymorph button versus the wild shape button because they do better. But yeah, you pull up to the shore, and as you do so, you see multiple crossbows aimed over the edge at you, though they seem to pull back slightly when they see your colours.
Ceres would step forward in like a more like a march than her usual like soft stride. I can't because it's paused, but yeah, she'll like march forward effectively. Oh, where's like the gate?
You basically walk up the little side
Yeah.
little ramp here up to the gate.
Ceres will like glance at the walls and just start walking towards it, like the ramp, like she's already on a mission. She knows what she's doing.
Stop. As you see a man look top of the walls at you, dressed in fairly fine plate mail armor, and bearing the sigils of House Marifia. Identify yourself. This is private property.
Ceres will look up to him, scowl, and say, "Inquisitor Valence, and I have come on the orders of the Duke to come investigate on what the hell has happened here. Marithia has one bloody mana that they can't even keep together on a fucking island without it blowing up.
Amunas will scowl in the background.
Inquisitive villain. He goes pale for a slight moment at the implications you're here as an authority of the church and his duke.
I've gone full fuck you.
My God, that unholy, holy combination.
Right.
Please feel free to roll intimidation here. As it is very clearly what you're up to.
Yeah.
And I assist with my glowering.
Dreadful aura.
Yeah, my dreadful
How
aura.
dreadful was your glowering today?
Oh, it's very dreadful.
Max
Okay.
dread.
You have D10 for bardic.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
D10 if I need it. You
Do
know
it
what? Why
anyway.
not? I'll do it. D10
Oh, yes.
a 27. Yeah.
Let's go.
I knew word had been sent to our liege, but I didn't expect anything this fast. Give me a moment, I'll come down to the gates.
Ceres will just start walking.
Man, lower your weapons.
I'll be basically in lockstep with Ceres.
I secure the post.
I should have just like a random name generator up, shouldn't I?
Where did he say to wait?
At the gates, which is where Ceres is.
I am now.
So there's like a little dirt ramp up to it because it's designed to make it hard for people to get here. As he kind of makes his way down to where you are now. As you see the very large gates drawn open and unbarred. As he looks to you and looks to approach over as he kind of puts a gauntlet to his chest in a kind of salute posture in front of you. Rek Murphia, I am currently in charge here of this operation, of cleaning everything up and, well, evacuating everyone. Can I see your sigil? Can I see your sigil from the church, please?
Sigil from the church. No. Ceres will just keep walk as it sort of comes. The gate comes up. She starts walking.
Amunas will take a step forward and say, "You dare interfere more with Her Holiness inspection. You've already impeded our quest once, and now you dare put down demands for such trifles. Away with you!"
Can you attempt an intimidation roll?
Yeah. All right.
Can Ceres
I don't have
aid
bardic.
as she snaps her head to him with a glare, over her shoulder, sort of.
And at this point, the dread aura is it's in effect, right? He's just
It's actually palpable,
pressure.
right?
Yes,
Mm.
yeah, it's just pressure on him. 25.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to bardic that? Do you want to push it?
I mean, the problem is if I actually make him fearful, he starts melting next to me.
Actually takes
Yeah, well,
damage.
that's what he gets for.
That's true. It's the
Wouldn't that be
punishment for his
hilarious?
insolence.
Remember, you have to make him scared enough that he won't question anything.
True.
It's
True.
true.
I mean, if I have a bardic,
Roll
You
D10.
have bardic.
D10. Oh
Yeah.
god, that's a
30.
33.
33.
Oh wow.
He He steps to the side, looking so pale you might mistake him for the cloud layer above.
She was.
As he just like clutches the holy symbol around his neck as tightly as
Yes.
possible.
Amanas steps forward, putting him inside the aura again, like forcing him to maybe back off again, but he will say, "Now, you will report your findings to Her Eminence immediately."
Understood. Please. As he kind of gestures to take you fully inside.
Just terrified this man into his faith.
Obedience, yeah. Put the fear of the All-Maker into him.
As you're inside the courtyard of the keep, strewn all over the place is like tons and tons of buckets everywhere. Just so many buckets. How much are you aware, or do you wish to have the full report?
Assume I know nothing. A full report.
Understood. 0200 hours this morning, a flare was shot up from the keep here, signaling distress. These flares are usually reserved for naval attack. Quickly, we mobilized troops, but before we had anyone down to the bay to see what was happening, we could see the castle was ablaze. Quickly, using our emergency powers, we commandeered as many fishermen vessels as possible and sailed out here. When we arrived, we found very little structural damage, nor any attacking ship, but a large fire had engulfed the eastern building. The western building completely intact, meanwhile. Our men, doing our best to search through, rescued the 8 servants inside, the cook, the engineer, the 2 sailwrights, though unfortunately the chaplain was found dead. We have contained the fires and largely put it out, though the library seems to be beyond repair. As of this time, we have evacuated almost all the civilians off the island, with barring one still unaccounted for, though we believe he's hiding out in the basement currently, though we've had trouble getting to him due to a blockage due to some of the fire.
And who is the civilian?
The final civilian, at least according to the roster, appears to be the handmaiden of the keep's owner.
So it's like visibly rolls her eyes. It says, as this was an internal affair, what sanctioned mages do you have on site?
The castle did not have any mages currently sanctioned to be on site here. Outside the priest, of course. Though I will go ahead and speak to my men just in case they have seen any other traces, in case any of the servants have been practicing unauthorized, though I do not believe that is the case.
Ceres nods gravely and says, good unsanctioned magic is the most dangerous threat.
Amanas will nod very
He-
seriously.
he-
Yes.
He bites his lips slightly as you say that, but doesn't speak against it.
Oh, maybe
So
he's in.
Ceres will like. God.
Admittedly, you do know Halldamir general stance has always been more freedom for magic, not
yeah.
more restriction.
That's
Right,
true.
right.
Yeah. I want to make them feel really uncomfortable. That's the thing. Like.
Yeah, they're too embarrassed and comfortable. They won't question, right? So.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even see on his person a slight blackening on his arms, which implies that he himself practices the arcane.
Mm-hmm. Presumably they've been
Yeah.
sanctioned though, like their nobility.
Very likely he is sanctioned.
Yeah.
Most nobles can get sanctioned pretty easily because favors.
Yeah. Okay. Ceres will say, "Take me to the epicenter, the source of this fire."
He nods as he quickly barks a few orders to his men to do certain jobs before leading inside. Though he seems very on edge.
Good.
How does the local guards look like? They also on the edge?
What was
None
that?
of them are like suspicious reporting something that they shouldn't.
None of the guards look particularly suspicious to you, nor any of the orders given sound particularly suspicious.
I think we've put the fear of the god into this man.
Well, my passive perception is pretty decent, so hopefully I can keep an eye out there.
Is everyone joining Ceres inside, or are some of you waiting in the
Yes.
courtyard? Or...
No, I'm joining.
We'll come
being-
with.
Okay. You are taken deeper inside then. Where is the seagull?
Seagull is not gonna sneak inside quite yet. But Isaac will look for a potential way in case he has to get there quickly. You know, an unguarded open window somewhere maybe.
There is like a ladder on the roof. Obviously, as a bird, you can just fly down.
Yeah, that works. He'll stick close to that, but he'll count on the telepathic messaging we have to know when shit goes down, if shit goes down, or if he should rejoin them.
I put you on top of the tower for you. So
Yeah,
So I'll
that
keep
works.
you updated status-wise.
okay. As the group heads deeper inside, then the keep is, while not large, does have multiple levels inside of it. It's very vertical as a keep goes in some regards, which makes sense given it's a relatively small island. And you're kind of led through, and like the first floor is mostly intact for the most part. There's like minor fire damage, but it's mostly cosmetic. Up on the second floor, it increases a little bit as you see a couple of the rooms look, again, slightly cosmetically burned, but it's not that much. It is until you're taken up to the third floor quite high up, where you notice, like, it's fine, and then you're brought to the end and you kind of turn the final corridor, and you just see the entire corridor looks blackened.
Huh.
Is stone corridor?
Yes.
Curious.
As he takes you here. We're still trying to identify the exact cause, though, I'll be honest, what worries me is, while this was reported to us as a ship-based assault, to me, the damage here could only have been caused with fairly intense magic.
Who was stationed here the night? As Ceres at this point has like a book out and is scribbling notes very intensely.
The records state that there shouldn't have been anyone of interest here at the time. It was simply our standing guard force to keep the place free of banditry and keep a watch out on the water.
Ceres writes like a line in the book and then underscores it a couple times, like dramatically.
Is everything okay, ma'am?
We are. That is yet to be determined, Rick. Keep going.
Beyond that, you're free to have a look around. Unfortunately, everything I have beyond this point is only speculation and nothing solid that I can give to Your Holiness.
Very good. Return to your post. I shall conduct my investigation, and shall let you know when I am finished. You have served the Duke and the Church well, Rick.
Thank you, Your Holiness.
As then she sort of stares at him and expects him to leave.
Like the cold guy, you see him back off a little bit, back off a little bit, back off a little bit, and then just gone.
Amanas will keep looking after him, making sure that he sees Amanas's gaze, as long as he's like visible.
And then once
When he's gone, Amanas will turn around, like a slight smile creasing his lips. Music.
so it's like looks at Amanas with like a grin and like it's like, yeah, that's fun.
That's fun.
We should do that more.
Yeah, I haven't bullied anyone like that in a while.
Yeah.
In fairness, striking God into a person's heart in a rather holy area is.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
So we have an area of clear
Yeah.
magical.
So what Ceres
Yeah.
is going to do is she does have the a ritual of detect magic. I think is poignant to use here.
You think?
Sounds good.
Yes. So for the duration, I have a 30-foot sphere around me to sense magic.
Well, you begin to cast the ritual. The others can take at least a cursory look around in the meanwhile.
So this is just a corridor that has
Yeah.
just.
So,
Alright.
so the area in front of you, there is a small corridor that veers down, and at the end of it, it turns into a large rectangular room, which appears
Right.
to be where the fire is emanated out of.
Okay.
Here,
Do we
you locate
recognize this room from the visions?
Yeah. Do I recognize any of the? Is the room like? Is the door open? Is the door
the
like
door is
destroyed?
open. The door is just off its hinges. It's,
Yeah. If I take a peek in from the corridor here, I don't exactly want to go inside in case I trip anything. Do I recognize any? Well, actually, I wouldn't because I haven't physically seen it. But based on the description from Ceres, does it trigger any familiarity?
it looks like the room in question you think,
All right.
though with one major difference. Where you were described as a painting on the wall, there is now a hole on the wall, slightly larger than person size.
What?
Alright.
A hole on the wall slightly larger than person size.
Imagine a hole with imagine a hole that's circular with the diameter of a person.
Did we launch someone like over the bay?
Did they
Oh,
blow
did they get
themselves
smashed
out?
into it?
You don't entirely know. Oddly, you do also notice pieces of metal all over the floor.
Oh, that might be the focus they used. I will use my mage hand to pick those up.
Each piece is pretty small, but there's a lot of them, and they're quite heavy when you add them all up.
Right. Given that the casting takes a while, I'll try and piece together what this could have been.
Free to make me an intelligence roll, or if you have some kind of crafting with metal.
No, I'll just go straight intelligence here. Yeah. 15? That's not bad for a plus.
You
3.
believe this was a cannonball.
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 Okay.
It does appear to be. It does appear to be pieces of a cannonball to you.
From this plane?
Are there other planar cannonballs?
I mean, yes.
You were not aware of any extra planar cannons.
The plane of
Just
gunpowder?
Arcane
Just to
cannon?
recall, the arcane ballista cannon that we used, does it use this ammunition or is it something different?
Yes, it does. The one you have seen before does use something similar to this.
Okay.
Were they gonna
So
bring
someone
an
just
arcane
cannon someone through the castle from somewhere? Like what? Fuck is going on here?
What is going
Okay.
on?
You don't know.
What happened to them?
What did I do?
Can like Sierra make a general investigation area?
You can.
In
You can do an
this-
investigation to look for clues.
Yeah.
Sion, you begin to hunt around and kind of look. I'll give you a choice. Do you wish to focus on what appears to be a now destroyed altar in the room? Where there appears to be bookshelves, where there appears to be a large open space with furniture pushed against the walls, or the giant hole in the wall? Where do you want to look first?
Let's go with altar, I guess.
You head over then to where you find a small altar on the side of the room. It appears it was once used for prayer, you believe. This room functioned as a secondary shrine to be made out to some divine. Though, to your looks of it, perhaps not necessarily the Allmaker.
Blasphemy. How delicious.
Though it isn't the most clear who it does belong to, given the sheer damage.
Can I make a guess?
You can potentially try to figure it out.
Oh,
That would
please.
require a knowledge of religion, though.
Pick it up. We need this. We can make him cry, I think.
You kind of look it over. This appears to be a shrine, of all things, devoted to one of the wood elf gods.
What?
What?
What is this? No, now I'm actually angry. It's not like
The shrine appears to be devoted, though you don't remember which of the wood elf gods exactly it is.
That's fine. All
Pretty sure
those
it's one of the wood elf
heathens.
gods. There are depictions there of themes of storm and themes of like lightning, which don't fall in any of the domains of the Allmaker.
Shall we report this to the Parsi?
Alright.
I shall now look for the other things. Call me if you need me. Your Eminence.
Somebody
Shall
tip
bows
again.
and go to work.
There's heresy afoot.
What is Almanus doing during this point?
He's not
Blabbering.
very good at this stuff, honestly. Like,
He's not good at the
searching.
investigation part.
No, he's not good at any of that stuff, really.
Divine sense, maybe.
Ooh.
But
In case there's any undesirables about.
I guess he can send out a pulse of divine sense.
I mean, they do summon fiends here, so.
They do, so maybe
It's
you'll figure
true.
out something.
Maybe there's something there. Yeah, he'll send out a divine sense pulse. See if he can sense any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
It's a consecration
or-
or desecrated places,
Yeah,
right?
or anything that's consecrated or desecrated. Maybe if there is a lot of magic here, I can send some residue. I'm not sure.
You kind of open your senses slightly, trying to see what you can find here. You kind of wait, and you get this slight smell that comes to you. It's faint, but there is a smell. It's sickly, rotten, even sweet, rotten smell. Almost a sweet, rotten smell.
Ugh.
It's a stench which is clear to you, though it's exceptionally faint. Not a current presence, but a something strong, but of this type was here recently. Undead.
Hmm.
Interesting.
All undeads.
Yes, there's a undead taint here. Something strong was here, but not present at the moment, but left its stain here.
If you wish, you may attempt a religion check to see if you know any more about the undead, but
Sure. Behold.
Nice.
unfortunately, with a 12, you do not learn additional information on this undead.
Perfectly fine.
That's a decent roll, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well,
You know, we can't keep
I'm
our
not a
amazing
learned man.
streak all the time.
At this point, Ceres, your spell activates.
Yeah. Now Ceres can just vibe with it for a while.
Yeah, you trigger the disintegrate contingency, and we all die.
Well, the first thing Ceres notices is the entire area that is scorched is just glowing currently.
Okay. I'm guessing if Ceres focuses, it's like evocation.
Yes.
Yeah.
You also notice multiple runes and wards around.
Interesting. Yes, we'll have a look at these. Investigate them.
Do you wish to look at the one near the altar, or do you wish to look at the one in the corridor outside, or do you wish to try to study the explosions some more?
We'll go with the explosion. Go with the explosion first, I think.
Very well. Arcana, please.
Arcana. Wow. You know what? I think I want to re-roll that. Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll that. That's much better.
The magic used here was potent. Definitely potent. As you kind of look over it, medium tier, upper medium tier even. You suspect, given it's what you can still feel, this was someone used a rather potent spell to detonate this place, but it was definitely used from the inside. And aimed at that wall where it is now missing.
Maybe they just took out someone came in, took out the ritual and then left, like wiping evidence.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a powerful undead, you did have an interaction with an undead before, right? That was somehow related to the crown.
It
correct?
was, yeah, there was...
The one we killed, yes. I
Yeah,
still have his
yeah.
head.
But he
Could be
must...
that there's maybe more of them.
Could be linked.
As it stands, you'd think this was at least a 6th level, like, fireball or something similar was used.
Damn.
Alright.
You also come to realize that some of the ash you're noticing is not wood ash.
No. What type of ash
Is it people ash?
Some of them are people ash.
Oh,
Hmm.
Okay, I shall
Okay.
put that in my notes. People ash.
As some people were just incinerated by what happened here.
Interesting.
So, what undead do we know of that can cast really powerful spells?
Not an undead we want to really interact with
a
right
lot
now, I
of them, to
think.
be honest.
I mean,
Yeah.
Lich has been mentioned.
Vampires, right?
Vampires
Some
good.
vampires.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Nighttime as well.
Yeah. What's interesting from Ceres' point of view, this seems to have been cast from over near the altar.
Over near the altar. Wow, that's obviously
Which
her
means-
next step.
Which means, yeah, it was someone in the middle of the room casted it and blew up the room.
Where exactly were they scrying from?
That one is quite easy for Vicus to figure out on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can find on top of this altar, a shattered mirror.
Oh.
Oh.
Of course.
It looks like it was taken out by the explosion.
So
Yeah.
the explosion came from something at the altar, and that's where the scrying mirror is.
Mm-hmm.
So it would lead me to believe that whoever was scrying currently did it, or it was cast upon someone at the altar.
There was someone
Oh,
at
it's an aftershock.
no, someone at the altar aimed it at the wall where there's now a hole in the wall.
And it's just the blast altar took out the mirror anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So whoever was scrying blew the hole in the wall.
But why the cannonball?
Well, it's not a cannonball. It's a like 6th level fireball.
You
Something
do
to
note
that.
the cannonball completely unharmed and unscorched.
That's a decoy.
Oh, it's like, hey, this happened. Right. This place got
Yeah.
attacked. This is the plant. Right. Okay.
Okay. All right. Hang on.
Like,
So
it's destroyed into pieces, but yeah, it's but otherwise, like, there's no fire damage on it. So
Yeah.
a series of
okay.
events so far is scrying on our meeting failed. Person at the altar of the Wood Elf God cast a 6th level fireball, for example, at the wall and blew a hole out of it. Left a cannonball as a decoy, killed perhaps everyone else in the room. I say perhaps everyone because maybe there was a survivor or two.
Well,
Wasn't there the handmaiden that was?
There was the
like, supposed to have,
handmaiden
like,
who's hiding
survived?
in the basement. Yeah, that's true.
Probably ask her what the fuck, or intimidate her what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
There's
yeah,
people here that shouldn't have been.
Yes.
And she was either paid to keep quiet or threatened or something. Like, there's no way she wouldn't have noticed what was happening here.
Yes.
and the rest
Like,
of the rest of the seven's already been removed from the island, but she's still here.
Yeah,
Ceres is
and they're
going to-
casting rituals, so that
Yeah.
takes like. And this isn't like a secret area of the place, right, Dark? This is just we walk straight
No,
here.
this is just you walked up several flights of stairs and got towards the top of the building.
Yeah, there was no way she had no
Yeah.
idea.
No, Ceres is gonna rip the commander a new one for letting.
So the altar
this-
is damaged, right? It's hard to identify.
Yeah, it's hard to identify. It's fairly damaged. You can still see some like elven writing on it, but it's
Can-
not enough to.
Can mending be used?
What's mending's parameter?
Maybe like over the text to figure out what it says, because then it can be read.
I guess you can cast multiple times per.
I can
like,
guess it's multiple times,
track,
like
right?
cantrip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cantrip, right? Yeah.
But
you could
if-
you could potentially restore pieces of it at least.
Yeah, see, I would start to do like that to get more evidence.
The hole in the painting.
Well, more so
Well-
the hole where the painting is, because half the painting is now missing
Yeah.
from the Bible.
Yeah.
The hole. Is there anything in there, like, stuck in there? Like, did the hole go all the way through the castle out to the side, or is there like, is it stopped?
It does
Wait.
it does blast its entire way outside.
Okay, if I look out to where that would have gone, do I see any damage like outside where anything would have landed? Or is it just straight up into the sea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see rubble on the ground, quite a bit of it, and signs of fire.
From
and
the old.
you also notice you notice two sets of ashen footprints going through the dust.
Oh, like they walk straight through the hole out here?
Yes,
Okay, where do those footprints lead?
right up to the edge.
Alright, I'll walk up to the edge. I'll look over. Do those footprints, like, are they on the wall going down?
No,
Like,
they're
is it
not.
some-
They're not on the wall.
Okay.
You can roll an investigation if you want while you're there.
Yeah, I'll attempt. I'm not trained, though, so I don't know if I can, but I'll...
You can roll. You do notice something of interest, actually. As you notice, hanging over one of the, I can't remember, like the parapets, the wall sections which you hide behind.
Yes. Yeah. I get what you mean. Yeah.
There's a rope tied to one of them, with a sailor's knot,
Sailor's knots. Okay.
as if someone had moored something to it.
Yeah.
Perhaps there was a boat parked right here.
So if I was to sail off in this direction that I'm looking, does this lead away from any land?
It
Like,
would lead-
where is
it
the
would lead-
city?
it would lead you back towards the bay.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I will.
Though it does depend on which direction you sailed from. If you're going downwards, you would have gone towards the bay. Northwards, you would have gone out to sea. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, true.
How far away is the bay from here? Like, distance-wise, roughly?
Like that
Is
half
it similar
mile, I
distance
guess.
from half mile?
yes,
Okay.
it's about half a mile out. Which half a mile out in the dead of night is not the easiest to see.
No, I was thinking of asking Isaac to check it out, but that's way too far to fly. Still letting everyone know what I'm finding, but that idea is, yeah, maybe in the future. But someone definitely escaped from. So, what was the status of the handmaiden? They couldn't find her, or was she still here?
They
She's like-
believe she was still here because she's unaccounted for currently, possibly trapped in the basement.
Trapped in the base? They can't get in the basement?
Apparently, there was some slight fire damage that prevented them getting down there.
Yeah, so maybe
Hey.
we
That's what
might
they
have
reported,
to.
at least.
We
Let's
might
sort
have
that
to go
out,
get
yeah.
her. Yeah.
All right, someone was here, was scrying, fucked up, and they blew their way out. Walked through here, took the boat. As so far, we have a handmaiden that supposedly was here and should know what's going on, but is trapped in the basement or unaccounted for. We also have the presence of a powerful undead.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty much presuming that this powerful undead was not one of the ones that got blasted into ash, and probably is the one that was either
The caster.
the caster, yeah, or like right beside the altar, like keeping an eye to destroy things if things went wrong. So the fact that undead also are interested in this prophecy, and the fact that they are part of the crown potentially, doesn't bode well, given that we've interacted with someone who is undead and also a similar affiliation in the past. So that's not good.
To Isaac's mind, by the way, since I believe Isaac's still connected in the psychic link right now,
Yes.
Yep. this getaway, in a way, yeah, like, just reaffirming even more how much this doesn't make sense. So, like, if you were someone invading, like the story was like the cover story was going, the cannonball shot wouldn't come from inside the bay.
Right.
Yeah, that would be
Because
from
that's
out.
the direction of the bay. It would come from the north instead.
Come from the sea. Yeah.
That's like an impossible shot unless
Like,
magic.
someone would have to be, or the ship shooting would already have to be inside the bay to get that shot.
Yeah,
And that would
it
be
was
definitely noticeable. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
a quick half-hearted cover.
Yeah. But maybe they thought that was enough.
And find out who gave the cover story.
Yeah. Well, perhaps we should try and find this handmaiden after we're finished looking.
Yeah, I think Ceres has still a couple of points to use her detect magic along.
Mm-hmm. You see a few runes in the room and a few runes in the hallway.
Let's continue in the room.
Okay, you can have another Arcana roll.
Yes. 25.
That's interesting to Ceres. It's dead now, but you see it. Underneath the piles of ash, and where you also know some tattered pieces of cloth, there is the remnants of a chalk circle here. You believe a temporary teleportation circle.
Interesting.
Not a permanent one, but
Very interesting.
clearly
Something-
someone had meant to move something in bulk here.
Interesting. And something they could presumably like come back to while it's still
And a
existing.
return anchor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Since to return accurately, an anchor would be useful. A temporary circle would be a good anchor.
Yeah.
That likely reaffirms they were planning to send someone to you.
Yeah.
You
Alright.
also notice a ward attached to the altar, which seems to be projecting a protection spell over the top floor of this tower.
Well, like a private sanctum sort of thing?
Sort of, yes. Enough so that counter-scrying would be difficult, though you still did it in your cases.
Yeah.
And that teleportation here would almost be guaranteed to throw someone off unless you had an anchor.
Interesting.
It's subtle, but it's there. And enough that noise wouldn't leave the area, but
Yeah. Okay. And then the corridor?
you head out into the corridor. You can roll me one more roll.
15.
There's a few runes in the corridor, though not all of them make sense to Ceres. At least one of them appear to be an alarm spell, which you think is still even active.
Oh, interesting.
And is likely going ping, 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 ping right now.
Yeah. Although presumably it would have pinged previously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's a few others there, but you don't quite see what they are, but you're imagining they're something similar.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else from Seal? Or from Amonis?
No, I have rolled my religion. I rolled my sense. I don't have any good investigation skills, unfortunately.
I mean, I can do more investigation and mending, but you know.
Where do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on mending the altar, or
Mending the altar or mending the mirror, I guess.
The mirror was just a focus.
Yeah, I guess then the altar to get better image of it.
you mend what you can? The altar is now going to be repaired to full state, but you repair some of the inscriptions at least.
What does it say?
With it, you get the name of the god in question, Grun, the Lord of Storm and Sea.
Oh,
Do I know
Suitable.
more about with this? Because now I know the name.
You can try. You and anyone else can attempt again a religion check.
oh, I'll quickly do that before I'll be right back.
The group still does not know much. None of you are particularly experts in Wood Elf religion.
Oh,
If-
sorry.
If Zed was here, it'd be a different story. But you know,
Yeah, maybe Isaac knows something about.
That's true.
I mean, Isaac and Amos are free to roll versus Wood Elf religion. Go on.
He's not a very religious guy. Is that in that 20?
He's very lucky. No, it's almost.
Oh, it's a
Dirty
19.
20. Yeah.
Isaac,
Maybe he heard something at some point from like
you
old
have,
Wood Elf Druid.
you have heard something about this deity. He is a fickle god. Well renowned as the sort of deity to create natural disasters and one One to give offerings to hope he does not do it again. Sort of thing.
Okay.
The more wrathful, the wrathful god of storms. Also occasionally worshipped by those seeking vengeance as well.
Hmm. One of those gods.
Mm-hmm. Chaotic neutral in alignment. Yeah, generally fickle, creates tons of storms. His Tempest clerics are known to be particularly dangerous. If nothing else, because you have a whole bunch of extremely vengeful people with the Tempest domain, which for anyone who knows that is very dangerous at times.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had
Not
one-
commonly worshipped, given the fact that, except outside the Wood Elves themselves, typically. There's not really much of a following of it among, most of the human races.
Yeah, there was one last thing I wanted to try here. While this room wasn't really sectioned off for secret, I feel like they might have something here hidden that might have survived the blast. So I want to try and use my perception here to see if there's any secrets to be found, either like a hidden alcove or something like that would maybe like the blast of the room has pinpointed it even more because it's like left a mark that's easily distinguishable or something.
Okay.
So I will take a peek. Wow, that's not one. Well, never mind.
It's a very nice. It's a very nice looking wall you've got there. You can see the mason worked really hard on this wall.
That
You can-
red is so disappointing to look at, I have to say.
You-
But yes.
The grout work between the stone looks very good. They used plenty and plenty of the mixer for this. Despite being hit with an incredibly hot heat, most of the bricks are fairly well intact, except at the epicenter. Fairly good construction. Yeah, nice looking wall. What were you looking for again? Doesn't matter.
I guess Seal could investigate the hallway to see if there's anything in there.
Seal also noticed. Seal also took note that there were some burnt bookshelves in the room as well.
I mean, I guess I can throw like mending in them, or see if I can read anything out of them.
You can have a look over it, at least see if there's anything that catches your eye. So
Investigation.
you can investigate it. You kind of look over. There are scraps, lots of scraps left, which is unsurprising from the room getting, blown up as it did. But with that said, as you look over, you notice from beneath all of the scorch marks, there is in fact a switch. Inside the bookshelf.
Mage hand to figure it.
That works. As it goes, click. And the bookshelf slides a few feet to the side, revealing a ladder. Heading down.
Well. Good work. That's what I was looking for, but it seems you had found that first.
I just got lucky.
I think we both know that's not the case.
I mean, if you want, you can be the one who found it. I can give you the honors.
No.
Do you want to head down or go annoy the commander?
I think we should check this out before the commander comes back. He probably doesn't know this exists yet.
Yeah.
It's a long ladder down.
Do we have any light source that we can just throw it on there?
I mean, yeah, Ceres can just
Just cast light on a piece of the cannon wall and just
Yeah.
drop it down to see how far it goes and what's down there.
pretty much.
You drop it down. And it falls down a good 50, 60 feet.
Huh?
Clearing past the height of the tower, so... Basement? Or below?
Interesting. I
Maybe
don't,
the knot was also a plant. A
yeah,
plant within a plant.
I don't have Featherfall.
Well, there's a ladder, right?
There is a
Oh,
ladder.
is there a ladder? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just a
You
very
found
long
a
ladder.
You found a ladder in a secret passage.
Just a long ladder. All right. I mean,
Yeah.
shall we?
How long did that invisibility last? Just a minute?
A minute, yeah.
Okay, I'll keep it for now. I'll go down first. I'll try to be a bit quiet about it.
You start to climb down. It's long and narrow.
Why don't you have those boots? Oh, you're going to look for those boots. Oh, that's right.
I have them.
Oh, you have them, yeah. It's extra
Yeah.
silent.
The ladder is a little damp in places.
Hmm.
As you start going down below a certain bit. A bit slippy, the metal ladder gets. Can I get an acrobatics roll on the way down?
Absolutely.
Slippy? Ah, what was I talking about?
I float down that ladder.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it was actually possible for you to fail.
That's good.
He does that thing where he puts his feet to the side of the rungs, like, and just slides down instead.
Yeah. Like the dampness makes it so that I don't make any noise because there's not enough friction to
Yeah.
make any noise.
You just slide
right
down. Yeah.
You slide all the way down, eventually arriving at what appears to be a small little room with a switch on the wall and an open passage where barrels have been moved to the side. It appears you're in the basement, and in the wine cellar of the basement, though the secret passage on this side is already open.
Okay. Does the secret passage open out from this side?
Yeah, it opens out into the wine cellar.
Yeah, okay, this has been used from here. So
That's
is
an
it dark
escape?
down here?
It is very dark.
That's fine. I have my goggles of night on me here, so I have 60 feet dark vision. I just want to see if there's anything moving out there beyond the secret door. I'll attempt to sneak here.
Okay.
I will get you a roll. Do you want this to be blind as well? Since we're doing
This
this.
will be blind, yes.
Sure.
Can you also roll me a perception roll if you're down there then?
Yeah, same blind or just a normal one?
Blind as well.
Alright.
Okay. As you kind of look around. You don't immediately see anything, though there is a few rooms down here to the basement level. You don't
Right.
immediately see anything, though it's quite dark. Not easy to make things out with just dark vision, but
Yeah,
you lose a bit of detail.
that's fair. It's only colorless, so it's difficult to
Hmm.
make out differences.
There's very little dust down here, though. So
Okay. It's been used. I will signal to the others that they can probably start slowly heading down. I'm gonna move forward past the room. The secret room here specifically, and go out and see where exactly I can search from.
Sheep,
Yeah.
what's Isaac up to right now?
I mean, if we're heading into the deep dark depths as a group, he's gonna take a look around, see if the situation has changed, and if not, he might try to start sneaking his way inside.
You do notice something.
Hmm.
There's another boat currently approaching.
Oh boy, who's on that boat?
Hard to tell from here, but the boat does seem to bear the Duke's colours.
Oh,
Not the
fuck.
Duke's colours, the Count's colours, sorry, not the
Oh,
Duke's.
okay. I was gonna say we're in trouble.
Isaac's gonna relay that via the telepathy.
Though
Sort
unlike
of
unlike the fishing boats of earlier, this is actually, like an actual ship of the Duke of the Count instead. So
Yeah.
Interesting.
they're properly bearing colours and sail and weapons.
All right.
we might be running out of time,
Mm.
considering the actual Count's people are coming.
Well, given that they've not yet found a way into the basement, and this seems the only way down, if we all convene here and close the way, we should have a bit more time. They won't know where we've gone.
You can also risk it and just go talk to them.
No, that's a bad
Nah.
idea.
Let's go down to the
Yes, if
basement.
we found what we've wanted up there, now we just need to see what's down.
So is everyone going down under? Or
Yeah.
I think so.
I would
Isaac's
expect-
gonna join up with the group again.
are you going to unseat?
Well, it's easier to sneak as a seagull, so he's just gonna.
Yeah, you
Do
can stay
that.
as a seagull until combat.
A seagull in the
Nicky
keep.
Seagull.
A seagull in the wine cellar now.
It's
Yeah.
on the hunt.
As people begin to climb their way down. Obviously, I don't need you, Isaac, to roll me anything to climb down. You're fine.
Lies down. Is it
It is a bit-
acrobatics? I'm guessing.
CL, you can just spider climb your way down the wall.
Ciel will be last, so she can use Mage Hand to put the glass back in.
Which means it's the other two of you. The ladder is slightly slippery.
Is there anything down here that can act as like a landing pad here that I can use? Like any blankets or fabrics or tarps, maybe for the cellar wine?
There is technically like a banner.
I mean, it's not going to be enough, but maybe it's something.
It's not
They'll
much,
fashion it
yeah.
near the end so that it'll break some of a fall if it happens. But it's still going to happen. And then he will basically stalk to the entrance or the exit and keep an eye out as people are heading down in
Is it-
case he sees something move.
Is it like damp the whole way down?
It's about halfway down. It starts getting very damp.
Okay. Ceres
What's
is.
the digitation that way?
That's actually a great point.
What's that?
Prestidigitation. I believe
Does
it
that-
can just
Does that require your hands, the somatic components, to cast?
does have a somatic component. That is true.
I'm currently holding onto a ladder, so
Yeah, that's very
It's a
true.
free one hand though. You can hold on with one, right?
Nah, it's two. You need to have both hands available, I think.
What? No, just one free hand for somatic.
Is it one free hand?
I've- Pretty sure, unless I'm misremembering.
either way, climbing, spending one hand to cast it on the way down is not always going to be the safest.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
oh, whatever.
it's not.
Ceres is going to skip it anyway. She will. She'll go like. She'll go. You say it's 50 feet down, right?
About 50 feet.
Ceres will go down 20 and then face step.
Ah.
The rest
His
of
Majesty
30.
then is the last one who needs to climb down.
Ceres is not
I'm
risking
having some
that shit.
technical. I'm having some technical troubles. I'm trying to get my browser to work and display Foundry, but someone maybe can roll for me.
I'll roll for you, don't worry. Acrobatics, right?
Unfortunately, so
12?
you just barely succeed.
Alright, good.
Hey. The king is
As
flying.
Amulus- As Amulus makes his way down without slipping off the ladder.
Turns
Hey.
out he encompasses the entire, narrow shaft anyway, so he can't really fall.
He just gets wedged.
I mean, hopefully we do not get a stuck Ammonus inside the shaft. Would be very unkingly. Sir, we're gonna have to grease up your plate mill.
Oh, we have grease.
In that case, you all make it down to the area below. It is, as before, dark, and you appear to be on the inside of a secret passage down there that leads out into the wine cellar. The secret passage is currently wide open.
I feel like we should close it behind us.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, Seal did it.
Yeah, no, I mean both ends.
Yeah, this one too.
I
Yeah,
close the
yeah.
bottom end as well.
Ah, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Yes.
Seal
Well,
close the top one. Then we close this bottom one as we come through it. I reckon.
The bottom secret passage is actually hidden behind a bunch of barrels. Okay, you make your way out then to the extremely dark area. Does everyone have dark vision?
I do.
I do.
I don't think-
Isaac does actually because he
I
casts
do.
the spell Dark Vision.
Ah,
Excellent.
so everyone can see. Everyone can see currently, despite it being pitch black down here,
Yes.
which does make it slightly easier to notice something.
Hmm.
As you're down here and looking around. So on one side, you notice the main double doors that would lead to the staircase up. It's not fire damage stopping them opening. They've been barred from this side.
Interesting.
Someone's gone out of their way and like lodged 2 chairs, a barrel, and a large wooden plank to stop it from opening.
Doesn't
Oh,
that mean that they needed time for something? Are they still down here?
someone might
Hiding.
still be down here.
Alright.
Let's cautiously investigate.
Yeah, I would like to be like a step or two ahead of people here just to scout out before we head in.
Ceres is practically
if possible.
behind Amanas, I think.
Yeah.
ASMR shield is what we call that in the biz.
I wonder how his liege feels of being a meat shield.
He's my bulwark against everything.
Oh, forward.
Okay. You begin to look around a bit. Can I get a perception check from everyone?
Sure.
Yes.
I
Everyone.
love perception.
Perception's my best.
I have
What
big
the fuck?
fat 0. Oh, no, 18.
Rolled one again.
Oh no, poor Vicus.
Seagull
fine.
sees all.
We have
Seagull
the
sees
seagull
all.
eyes. Yeah,
The-
the seagull is not bored. The seagull is.
The
aware.
radar seagull detects a few things.
Radar seek.
The first thing the radar seagull, of course, detects is there is a pantry down here
Hmm.
full of various delicious food, including salted fish. But presuming you're not giving in to your inner seagull,
No, not yet. Maybe later.
other things
Yes,
you
as a
also
treat.
notice is a very, very faint creaking noise. Not like hinge creaking, though. But it's some kind of strange creaking and clattering noise. And you can also see a very, very faint light slipping out from one of the doors on the far end of the corridor.
Well, Isaac will use the telepathic link to think we're not alone.
All right. I will activate the delayed spell, the orb, and of the great invisibility, and I will rush ahead towards wherever Isaac saw that.
you rush down the hallway.
Yes.
As you do so, you find out what made the creaking noise. As you turn the corner to where that like little tiny bit of light was coming out, there are 3 skeletons standing, idly scratching at a door.
Ah,
They don't look particularly impressive,
no.
but it's 3 skeletons idly scratching at a door, like they're trying to find their way to get inside, but a basic wooden door that's locked is stopping them.
All right.
End them.
Skeleton alert in his mind, and yeah, I mean, he will basically.
Given you're invisible, you'll be able to take them out before they can even react and make a noise if you want.
Yes, I would like to do so.
In which case, you will go through and very quickly end each of the skeletons, though you can't necessarily use psychic on it, but you've got weapons. You're fine.
Yep.
It turns out these are not particularly high-level skeletons. You can deal with them.
Yeah. I have that little bit of radiant that surely messes with them, so.
As you collapse them into a pile of bones.
Well, we should proceed then. If there are skeletons around, someone has animated them, and the powerful undead lingering.
I wonder if they've just
might
been
have
left.
a connection.
I'm wondering
You
if
just
they
don't-
sent after them, you know?
They
I
might
don't
be
know.
hunting down witnesses.
Yeah,
So
just
they were
like,
scratching at a door here.
Yes.
Yes.
They are scratching at a very heavy-looking door down here.
So while I have the time ticking down here, is this door currently locked?
It does appear to be.
I would like to attempt to pick it then, quickly.
You can attempt to do so.
Let's see, where is my... I used to have like a utility bar. That's gone. Is that something I can get back, or...
That's something that's currently disabled in the system, but I'll try to get it re-enabled for future for you.
No problem. I just need to find... If I just roll it like this, does this work? Yeah, 26.
You start your work at it. There are multiple locks on this door from what you can tell, but you do make your start on it with good speed.
All right.
You guys do hear the sound of people bashing at the locked door to the basement. Someone's
The barricade
trying.
aside.
Someone's trying to get in, but the barricade is holding for now.
All right.
So you do have a time limit down here if you want to get everything done before being interrupted.
Understood.
actually,
Can you arcane lock it? I don't know.
can that so presumably there's no other entrance to the door to the cellar,
Not that you know of.
and not that they're aware of. How far away is the barred door from the secret door? Is it within 100 feet?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what Ceres is going to do. She's going to cast Wall of Force. And what Wall of Force does is you can create a flat shaped surface made up of 10 by 10 foot panels.
Are you just going to create tons of force panels to block and barricade the door more?
Literally what I'm thinking is Wall of Force to cover the wall that they're trying to get into, and if she can use the last few panels, you know, if it takes like 4 panels, she's still got 60 feet of force walls to 10 foot by 10 foot walls to cover the other secret entrance.
Oh, nice. Do they have to
Basically-
be congruent to each other, like the same?
They need to be
Panel?
contiguous with another
Oh,
panel.
contiguous. Yeah. Okay.
So they just
So they
need
have
to
to, like-
touch.
But your idea is making it so if they even get down here, they'll be stuck by force walls and can't get to you or the secret door.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, these panels can
Damn.
go through wall, like it doesn't care really. It
Okay.
can go through stuff.
That is something you can do as you cast the spell.
Versus having to use her brain a lot to cast this, but
And also blocks ethereal travel. So if they try to like teleport through, I think it doesn't work.
no, that's
Oh, no, that's
not
astral,
true.
sorry.
That's astral. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they
yeah.
can
Ethereal would stop ghosts.
Yeah. So it extends into the ethereal plane, but it doesn't stop teleportation.
Flexing that 20 intelligence. That was smart.
Yeah, you can attempt a new thieves' tools roll to see
yes.
to keep working on the lock.
Oh, I don't actually mean to put that down.
Oh, it's fine.
Took me back.
Okay.
Ah. Where's the?
If that is not
That would not be enough to progress on the locks.
That's fine. He can feel like the pressure of the resistance here, and he's going to wrap his psionic energy around his pick to basically finesse it into a point that he wants it to go. So he's going to use his side bolster to knack here because he failed the check. He adds 5 to
That's
it.
a
So 22.
success.
Sweet.
You hear them still working away at the barricade. Even hearing a slight crack from the door. Whatever it sounds like is hitting the door sounds hard. Maybe like battering ram? Regardless. There's still one more bit of lock you'll have to do here.
Alright, one more.
I give you bardic inspiration.
Thank you. Maybe stick close to the wall in case they try and dispel it and you can just counterspell them or something. I don't know.
I don't think you can counterspell through the wall force.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
Nice sight, right?
Yeah, it's sight.
Ah, yes.
I assume that's not enough as well, Dark?
It is one short, unfortunately, of the door's lock.
That's fine. I will spend another for 22 again.
As you undo the last bit of what you come to realize is a safe room's heavy door.
Yes. I will open the door.
As you open the door, and immediately make me a dexterity saving throw.
Ah. How close are you to me, Amnes?
I mean, you have bardic. You
Close
can
enough.
also
And
use
he
saves.
would be within aura reach usually, unless something stops him.
26 then?
With ease, Vickers dodges as a crossbow bolt flies past his head.
I'm also invisible, so I can
I mean-
still shoot at nothing, hopefully. And I'll basically, like, as I dodge it, I'll, like, rush in.
As you see a very, very panicked looking woman in a very fine dress aiming a crossbow at an open door, looking very confused why there's no one there.
Yeah.
I think if that's the only person here, Ceres is going to start casting the teleportation circle.
Yeah, sorry. That's not concentration, right? You can keep your wall of force up while you're gone.
Correct, yeah.
Alright. While invisible, I'm going to attempt to disarm this woman of her crossbow, like invisibly.
I mean, that's not an issue. She's not a trained martial fighter.
Yeah.
You can do that.
And then mentally I will say, someone else here deal with this woman. I'm going to take a look here.
Well, Amanas can certainly deal with the woman.
She looks very terrified as Amnes comes marching down the stairs.
I think we take her with. Let's take her home with us.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh God! All right.
Amanas will approach her and be like, "Please do not resist. I will hurt you if I have to."
Are you
Good.
with him? You're with him, aren't you?
I am certainly not. Now, as he like reaches out his gauntleted fist and just grabs her by, the scruff of her neck and lifts her over to where the circle is being drawn.
She doesn't want to be grabbed.
Well, that is unfortunate for her.
Just going to say, does she have the capability to resist?
I mean, it's
don't
not
have
a high
athletics.
roll, but Amanus, please, athletics for us.
Oh God!
Again, I'm not a trained man.
No,
necessarily.
can't you use an attack roll as a grapple?
Maybe.
No, it is athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics, or acrobatics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's
Well,
not Pathfinder, unfortunately.
Yeah.
17.
Okay.
That's fine. It was only a DC. It was only a DC 9 to grab her.
Um,
I feel sorry for her, but
As you grab the traumatized handmaiden.
Yeah.
I'm afraid with her 8 strength, breaking out of your grip is not something she can easily do.
No. His grip is vice-like. He doesn't press to hurt, but more like, puts his fist in and just locks it there, so she can't really move away from him.
Who are you?
We are a concerned party that seeks to understand what happened here. There are inquisitors and others coming, and we intend to leave before that happens. And you are coming with us.
She looks like, to everyone's eye, she looks like she's about to go hysterical, but then she kind of just stares at Amaneth for a bit, and you see her kind of just lock eyes at Amaneth for a moment and calm.
All right.
As something about Amaneth just seems to make her trust you enough to calm down.
Yes.
Nice.
Mm,
What?
Trust Amanus.
What?
Yeah, I'm haunted.
Oh.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
Vickers, you're able to quickly look around.
Yes, I'm gonna basically portable hole, unload the scarf here, open it up, and then take a look around, see if there's anything to quickly identify as possibly important here that I can shove in the hole.
You do see a large pile of papers from behind where the woman was sitting.
Yeah, those papers are going in immediately. Anything else obvious?
I mean, you see a few things with it. All there. You can basically grab all the stuff that she had grabbed.
Yeah,
herself.
everything there that she had taken with her is going in the hole. And then if there's nothing immediately obvious,
Nothing else. Obviously, it appears to be a safe room. There's stuff in here, but none of it appears to be relevant. Just stuff.
just stuff. Yeah, yeah. The time I'm taking here is to determine.
Is there like a safe
relevancy.
open, or can it be just like wall?
I mean, you guys have opened the safe room.
The safe
No,
room.
but
There's no
it's
safe
like
in
the
here.
safe itself.
Yeah, there's not a safe. It's a safe room.
Yeah,
As in a hiding spot for someone to go in danger.
Yeah, like a bunker.
Mhm.
Yeah. I guess in the like, since I still have the bardic inspiration and the brief time, because it's getting kind of close now to the minute, I want to just quickly look and see if there's like a desk here with all that the papers are on, perhaps if there's any like hidden compartment, because that would seem like the most obvious part to put like more delicate stuff.
I will aid you.
There is stuff down here, but it doesn't appear like the safe room has been used very much.
Right. Okay.
It looks like potentially she's just run down here,
Fair enough.
grabbing something on her way down for some reason.
All right. Well, we'll bring that. And I'll roll back up the portable hole and
As you look around Ceres right now, and like a massive glowing circle is currently very bright.
yeah, I'm gonna hop to it and
You do at this point have heard the door at the other end of the hall break down, and you hear shouting over, basically equivalent of, "What the f is this?" as they kind of smash into the force wall.
Ceres
I
has
will
like
guess-
a grin as she's like chanting away.
I will cast Major Illusion and make a race go through the wall, attacking them, making them run away and distract them.
Ghost!
You can roll me a
Oh, bro.
performance check to see how it goes.
Sure.
Ooh!
It's a semi-believable Wraith story.
Uh,
You do hear
Yeah,
some. You hear some panicked reactions from the gods.
It's
more
meant to be a
feeble-minded
distraction.
gods.
Though you also hear then chanting from their end.
Oh no.
Okay.
Sorcery.
As you hear a female voice that you don't recognize speaking. But Amanus would really recognize those as actual inquisitorial press.
Oh. Well, yep, Inquisitors are here for real.
Wow, they have to try and break down my spell, so.
Well,
That sounds like what they're trying to do, but sadly, before they'll be able to finish. I presume Ceres is going to collect everyone in the party plus the traumatized handmaid.
yes.
They have the round the moment it appears, they have the rounds just walk through it.
All right, yeah,
So-
jump through.
Yeah. It,
Also, I presume the seagull will be coming.
If it wants.
Just random seagull sitting here.
Yeah. Just
Might-
one quick question to Sarah. Does this circle stay after it's done, or does it disappear that you've drawn?
it only remains open until the end of my next turn.
Right, but do you have to like draw a circle, right, to cast it, or
Yeah,
how does it work?
Yes. You have to
Does-
draw a
I
circle.
do have to draw a
Does-
circle, but there's nothing to link
Nothing
where I'm
traceable
going.
there? Okay. That's fine then.
I just have to
Because
memorize.
the keystone you have is in your mind, it's not what you draw, right? It's
Yeah.
just this is like a focal point. All right.
So Ceres has memorized the sigils for the circle in Sorkai.
Yeah.
So she's like memorized it, and she's basically creating the circle, attuning her own mind and like the spell itself. to
Yeah,
it.
essentially, you can imagine Ceres stands in the circle and could just enter the password for your keep, basically.
But so it basically Ceres is like effectively waiting till the last very second to step through,
Gotcha.
and then it vanishes straight
Mhm.
after, effectively.
Yeah, the traces left will only link to this portal, it won't link to where you've gone.
Yes, exactly.
All right. As Vicus runs through, he will rip off a piece of the disguise clothing, not the full clothing, with just the colors of the what they're wearing, and just basically like as if it was ripped aside by like a corner or a thing, just leave it there, and then he'll jump through.
As Ceres, you make your transportation back through. Give me a D100 as you do this. Just human me with a D100 for this, Halldamir. Oh,
Yeah,
he's
to
dead.
step away.
Which
I
case,
guess I'll do it.
sure, you roll the D100.
I will be the person to blame if we get into the sea.
You're fine.
Oh, that's not bad.
There was a tiny chance of complication from here, but like complication chance was like 10%. So
All right.
it turns out you're going to a permanent fixture that is well known, which is usually a near guarantee chance. So even with interference, you're fairly good. As the entire party is poured through the slipstream, and as you kind of head through the magic, you will eventually arrive at the top floor of Sorkai's tower, greeted by the slight chill of the north as you arrive.
Yeah, I guess I like appear halfway through like the casting of the portal, so hopefully I don't freak this poor handmaiden out by just suddenly appearing beside her.
She's already freaked out as it is, I think.
As a precaution, Ciel will start to cast Private Sanctum on this room. So
That's
there cannot be
good.
any traveling or trying right away back.
Okay. You can private sanctum the gate room. Yeah, the entire party arrives inside the. Well, you're basically at the very top of Sorkai's tower because that's where the portal room is here. As you see the great view of the city outside as you all arrive, the handmaiden is just speechless and silent right now. As Amulet just holds her, presumably bridal carry, but who knows?
Well, once we're here, he'll put her down slowly.
She shivers a bit and kind of just looks out though at the view and in kind of like awe and confusion.
Well, my
What world have you transported me to?
we are on the same world you were standing on just before, just somewhere different.
Seagull nods wisely.
Ah!
The radar
Ah.
goal.
I understand this is quite overwhelming for you, but we do not mean you any ill intent, as long as you can answer any questions we have regarding, well, your occupancy in the castle and what happened last night.
She looks kind of scared of you and actually goes to hide behind Aminus of all people for a bit.
That's fair. Good cop, bad cop. But
Yeah, he'll look at her and say, "I promise you that you are safe for as long as you stay in our presence. We do not intend to harm you. Now, please answer my associate's questions."
She nods slightly. What do you need to know?
well, for courtesy's sake, I would ask your name first.
Samantha.
I see, Samantha. You have been stationed there at the castle for a while, yes?
For a short while, yes.
And I assume that you were present when, well, last night happened, right?
Yes.
Perhaps you could start by telling us what you remember happening.
She takes a deep breath. I mean, it all started relatively normally. I was just setting about preparing dinner for all the soldiers, helping them prepare everything, laying out the tables as we would. None of the nobility was home. My mistress was away. It's due to still be away for several days. And that was all fine. Then a boat pulled up on the shoreline with a whole bunch of men. I didn't recognize their colors at all, but they were barely wearing any. But they all pulled up and got off the boat and presented some kind of document to the guard at charge at the time. Apparently, they were to be stationed here on the command of our lord, though I don't recognize them. They said they were like mercenaries.
I see.
Either way, they were allowed in, whoever they were. That was fine at first, and the evening went on. And it was some point just after midnight. No, just before midnight, actually. Yeah, I think it was around 10 p.m. at first where something odd started happening. All of these people had gone upstairs to the top rooms of the tower. It was fine. And I heard a noise, and I was a bit confused. And like I could hear the occasional noises here and there, but then like nothing, like it was cutting out. I feel like there might have been magic or something stopping the noise. I don't fully know. But then the next thing I knew, it was horrible. Pretty much everyone here was getting hacked apart. He just moved so fast. Both of them did. Incredibly fast. They just moved through the place. One of them slashing down almost everyone they could see, and the other one was just, he was like a blur, like wasn't even there, and then just behind people and bit them in the neck, and they collapsed, or some of them got back up, but then didn't seem like they just seemed to be in a daze. Like they couldn't remember, like they just weren't themselves anymore.
Right.
And then there was a massive explosion up there when they went back inside. I fired off a flare at this point, trying to get attention of help.
That was the flare that the well, everyone else saw to see that something happened.
We always keep flares to be able to signal back. They're like these alchemical, lights that are made for us. But then they spotted it as well, of course, and they chased me, and I made them think I jumped out into the water, but I actually went and
Went down the ladder.
yeah, I know this place better than most, so I snuck down there. They eventually figured out I was in the basement, but they didn't know how I got down there. And obviously I'd barricaded it, so
Those papers you brought with them. What were they? I
I
took them with me, just to ask.
I don't really know. I snatched them from their desks when I went up to investigate what they'd been up to.
Vickers smiles at that and says, "That was a very brave thing that you did."
I mean, they were butchering everyone. I had to do something. She then jumps, a little slightly startled, as suddenly the portal reactivates, and it's just Makara stepping out.
Well, good Samantha, it seems that whoever these mercenaries are, they are of interest to us, and we are looking for them. You have given us a lot of useful information, and you have been through a harrowing experience. I believe my lord here, and he'll gesture to Amulet, will make sure that you are well fed and well looked after. We can discuss your future accommodations, whether you wish to return or if you wish to, have a change of employment, so to speak.
I did hear one other thing that scares me.
Please go ahead.
I overheard them slightly. Something about their plans being ruined. Some change of plans that they've been spotted. I don't understand it. All I really know is they mentioned something about the young Duke.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I think they sound like they were going to go do something to the young Duke.
See,
I don't know what though. I'm sorry.
what you've given us is more than enough to go on, Samantha.
They said
We will ensure that we. And you nod to Ceres.
they seem to have thought that their plan was ruined, though, or whatever they were
That's what-
planning against the Duke.
That's what it seemed. I assume that's why they're butchering everyone, but I don't understand why. They even butchered most of their own people.
Loose ends, I suppose.
The only people left were some of the people that elf dude bit into.
Vampire.
Yeah, they were in a sephoric state after, so definitely vampire. We've seen that before.
Yeah.
That was probably the undead that we sensed, presumably.
She'll do her best to give you some details, though she can't really recall much about the woman that was with him, but she recalls some details about the wood elf man who seemed to be going around biting people.
Yeah.
She can give you a vague description of him, though he was wearing rather large robes and mystical clearly mystical items.
Yeah.
Like a greater vampire, like a fully fledged vampire, not
That's a lord, vampire lord.
vampire lord, yeah.
Given the description the
Oh,
rough
Rahal.
description of his like regalia and his general robes, would Ceres recognize that as the one she saw through the scrying?
It could be. Ceres didn't get a good didn't get very long, so she didn't really focus much on the caster.
Yeah.
But she does remember the caster having like fairly large, verbose robes.
And the voice that told them to end it, like to break it off, was it a female voice or a male voice?
Yes, it was a female voice that told them to break the connection. So presumably the woman that was with him.
Yeah. So we have vampires, we have mercenaries that had documents to be there or forged or otherwise and were let in, even though the guard or the like station guard there mentioned that there shouldn't have been.
At least as far as they were aware, there was no
As far
one.
as they were aware, yeah.
There
So
was no one scheduled to be there.
no, so this clearly feel like, since this is the Count's castle, I feel like he's in on it because he wants to do something against the Duke, right?
If they're not
Oh.
forged papers, then yeah.
If they're not, yeah.
I think it might be just third party.
But I mean, it also explains why the Count was so adamant in immediately sending his personal guard. I mean, so frantic about it, because if they fucked up, they would be found out.
But here's a question. What is the political ramifications of if something happened to the Duke? You said he's young, so is there like a succession issue?
Well, that is an interesting question. You're free to roll me a. You are free to give me a history check for that.
I'm going to aid you here,
Amazing.
given that we both come upon the question together.
Other characters can roll the history as well if they want to see what they know in the political realm. But
I'll see you.
I mean, as it turns out, your archivist does know something.
Well, been too far focused elsewhere, it seems.
So, what CL knows is in the Duchy of Bassiter. Currently, the Duke of it is in Regency because the Duke is currently only 9 years old, with no heir.
Oh, shit. Okay. No wonder.
With no heir, so who would the Viscount potentially be able to grasp power?
Potentially, though more likely, the duchy might even just return back to the crown's control.
Interesting.
But then why
What
would
would they gain from that?
Yeah, why would they want that? Unless they were offered a deal to do so or something.
Yeah, unless they're trying to consolidate crown power.
Yeah. Like they might have been like, "Hey, Count, we got a good place for you here in the crown, but we need you to, orchestrate the reclaiming of your province without, you actually doing it, because we want it." Yeah, that seems a little bit convoluted, though. There might be a simpler.
Well, what's like the stance of like the family, the Rawn family? Like, have they been particularly opposed to a lot of what the Empire have been doing?
The Rawn family are definitely more new bloods. They took power there actually after the plagues previously. After the plagues from Amonis's rule previously wiped out the previous rulership.
Oh, so they're so new. They might whoever's
They've only really been in power for just over a decade.
Oh,
so
right.
whoever's
Decade and a half,
playing
maybe.
Puppet Master doesn't have their hooks in these.
But it does appear right now that you do know recently at least that despite being under regency, you've heard rumors, and Seal can confirm this, that they have been Several complaints have been issued to the Crown from them.
Oh.
Several objections have been raised on the council.
Under the Dutch, like the Regency complaining, or who's filing complaints against whom?
Well, officially it's the young Duke, though more likely it's probably the Regency.
Complaining about?
Those are less clear. You don't have the best inside connections on exactly what the issues are, but you do. But CO does come to realize something which you had previously mentioned. Anyone is going to have the prisoner in question, that doctor. It's them.
Mm.
Oh,
Right.
what?
The Duke's gonna have the prisoner.
The supposed doctor who cured the plague before, who's now under arrest.
Suddenly under arrest.
Something's going on, but it's not clear what. But
So I think at this point it's a great time to take out those papers and take a look at them.
Mm.
See where they've written down their plans hastily, perhaps.
well, the good news is some of these are when you have a look at them, the first set of papers you find do appear to be the hiring notice that these guys have been hired.
Oh, bye.
Supposedly by the Viscount Basque.
Yeah.
Can we check the
Eh.
validity?
Yeah. Is there like a
You are-
confirm?
You are absolutely
here.
free to check the validity. I will allow. What's a good role for language-based stuff?
Oh, sorry.
Investigation?
Investigation.
Investigation is a
usually.
perfectly valid one. Sure.
Didn't mean to click it, but yeah.
Ciao. Ciao actually does know the Viscount's handwriting, funny enough.
Paperwork.
You've dealt with paperwork before, and perhaps you've even seen samples of it due to your certain contact in the Marifra family.
Yeah.
That is not Basque's handwriting. It's close, but not quite. It's a
Mm.
very good forgery, though. Ciao barely noticed it.
Maybe he was drunk that night. But no.
No, it's not quite right.
Yeah.
It's off.
It's a forgery of the Viscount's signature. Okay.
Yeah. For approval for these guys to come in unsanctioned, not on the roster.
Claiming they were hired by him to man the fort for some reason.
But why here? Like, why do they need to be there specifically?
Secluded, I guess.
I mean, I guess if it goes wrong, they could frame him, right? That's the point.
And also,
'Cause
like,
they're in his personal castle.
and also, if you're gonna make sure that you can fuck up people teleporting into your place, having it a place surrounded by water,
Basically guarantees they fall in the drink.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
smart place to put them. Like,
Also,
to
it
do
might make us give misleading targets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's
Okay.
the first thing you find in the documents appears to be this forged writ. The next thing appears to be a series of receipts for various purchases, including the purchase of boats of a boat for 5,000 gold.
Who from? Or what business?
From a shipwright one city over.
City.
Okay.
Was that city? Is that city under the crown or not? Like,
One second, I have to double check myself. 1 moment. Yes,
yeah.
it would be.
Yeah, I think everything
Okay.
near there is radiant.
That would have been crown territory. Yeah, boat purchased there. Which is quite interesting. You find, interestingly, a map of Sorkai.
Oh.
Oh, like a up-to-date map or just a geographical map?
It's not a perfect map by any means, but it's clearly a map of someone who at least has roamed the streets and knows the vague layout.
Interesting.
The details inside the palace, though, do not appear to be very good. So it's clear whoever it is not someone who has internal access.
Okay.
It
That's
very possibly it was just a visiting merchant or something, but it's hard to tell.
Right. Yeah.
But it's clear that someone was doing scouting.
But they haven't been able to do terribly detailed scouting.
They haven't got inside your inner sanctum or anything.
Okay. Well, that at least means our security's doing well.
It does. And it means you haven't admitted anyone who was traitorous so far. At least no one who's been turned traitor.
No one's turned.
Yeah, but we need to worry about that now.
Yeah.
So you find that among your things. The last thing you find is a very interesting message, which basically reads as follows. Find and locate. Get the piece. I should put it right there. Find and locate Lady Sistine's transcription. We cannot allow it to fall into the wrong hands. Should that fail, we'll have no other choice but try to force the Queen's hand. Do whatever is in your power as required to make her believe that her brother will not uphold his end of the truce.
Okay, so they're gonna frame us, presumably by murdering the Duke.
And framing it
There is
as
no-
ours.
There is
Yeah.
no signature on that.
All right. Now,
Okay.
you know, political intrigue and all that. The funniest thing to do is just to call up your sister and be like, "Hey, this happens.
We
If
have
this
that.
happens, it's not us."
We have
I
that
can
dream
provide.
council.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can provide. You can
Yeah.
have an 8-hour talk with her.
As
Think
it
you should.
Assuming
shows.
she is willing somewhat.
I think given it's about her security of her kingdom, and there's some people gallivanting about causing havoc, I think she'd want to know that. And given that it's in her dreams, it's probably not easily scryed upon by other people, so she's probably safe to talk there.
She might be covered by protections that will
Yeah,
Might
but
have
block
mind
it.
blank or something. I don't know.
That's true, but you can attempt.
Good.
But it does go through private sanctum because it's not a divination spell. It's an illusion.
Oh.
But if you want to, I can provide you.
It's an option.
I'll think about it. Mm,
The other angle is to somehow get in contact with the Duke diplomatically and be like, "Hey, you're in danger."
I'm not sure we have the time if they're like.
He's 9 years old.
I can be in contact with.
The only way to get it would be to kidnap him.
I mean, I can be in
and then,
contact
and
with
then they'd be like,
Marifi.
"Oh, he kidnapped him." Yeah.
I wouldn't contact
Again, he's 9
Marifia.
years old. Like a dream discussion with him would not.
No, she said
No.
Marifia.
I think-
Like,
No, I don't mean through dreams. I mean like diplomatically contact whoever is obviously puppeting him as counsel or whatever. He's not doing this by himself.
No. I think, yeah.
I'm not gonna
Figure-
dream
figure-
talk with a 9-year-old. That's just gonna be like a mess of a dream.
Figure out whoever is being his regent or.
Yeah.
I think
It's difficult though to have the security of someone from so far away in a
Yeah.
technically hostile land just by an armistice.
like
Like,
Technically, not our problem, right? Be like,
But it
oh
can
yeah, someone is
become our
killing the
problem.
kid. It's like whatever, right?
no, but the problem is that they're gonna frame us, and the queen's gonna be like, "Hold
That
on."
seems like
I
a
get me
very
here."
honestly, that seems like a very difficult frame to be. Why on earth would anyone believe that we struck a kid like half a world away? Like
Well,
why on earth?
maybe because we just took a maid half a world away.
No one knows that.
Hopefully.
Yeah, no one should know that we've gone there and back.
Not yet. But they can spin it. They don't. It doesn't have to be true. They can't lie.
So sure, yeah, sure, but it's like if it's like, oh yeah, we need to murder someone in Sorkai, we do that, and then it's like, oh, actually, it was a machination by the like the cider people. And you're like, what? Why would the cider people do this?
Yeah.
Well, it's a bit different when it's people that you have tensions with, and also a brief armistice that people are not generally in support of, probably. So
Yeah.
We have nothing against the kid though. There's no, as far as I know, there's no animosity between us and his.
but it's not
They-
about who it is; it's about who they are.
It
for.
is if you're trying to
crown.
pin it on us. Like, it needs to be believable. And I just don't see, like,
I
a
don't-
place I had no idea existed, like, a week ago, would be weird
Yeah.
for
I don't.
them to spin. To
I
be
don't
like,
It would-
"Ah,
it would-
we
it would-
always hated them.
It would certainly be a weak thing if he was suddenly just murdered tomorrow and they said he did it.
Yeah.
I also don't see the Duke's Regency doing this if their plot is to ultimately get rid of the Duke to consolidate crown power. They're already in power. Why would they do that? Why would they get rid of the
Yeah,
Duke?
there's no reason.
It
really.
might not be the crown power consolidating the Dukes.
Well, that's what would happen if the Duke is disposed of. It's consolidated into the crown. Like that's what would
But
happen.
I guess I would say it might not be the Queen directly.
don't
Yeah,
know.
like,
I don't think it's the
who's
Queen.
representing her. Yeah, because
yeah.
whoever her council is definitely like heavily like probably pushed her not to do this.
That's. I'm talking about the crown in general, not
As an
the
entity.
Queen.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
I don't care about the Queen. She's just a puppet. I'm saying like the powers that be. They're the ones who are plotting against the Duke. Is my idea. They're the ones who can
Most
throw
likely.
5k at a boat,
Yeah.
just at a whim. They're the ones that would gain something from the Duke's fall. The regent won't. Like the Duke's regent gains nothing, loses everything if the Duke falls.
Because I mean, as it stands,
They're
this
already
goes
in
under the duchy would go under the crown control, which means either the crown gets stronger, or alternatively the crown has to hand it to a different person to now be the ruler.
And not it's typically not the regent.
Yeah.
Typically not.
So
But then that makes more sense that they want to do that and then motivate it by saying it was us.
yeah,
Because that's the only like option they have really, in terms of like a growing power that they can direct ire towards.
yeah. So going to the Duke or his regency to mention any of it is pointless. Nothing's gonna happen from it. Like we're
Yeah,
not.
we have to go to
too
the
far
Queen.
away to
Yeah,
do
we have to go
anything
to the
about it.
Queen.
Yeah.
we
Just to really quickly make sure, Valky, you don't have to leave 10 minutes ago, right?
No,
he
I don't work.
stops.
I
Yeah.
only work on weekends. So.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. I just want to
Change
make sure you're not
His-
losing track
No,
of
thank
time.
you, Chief. I appreciate it though. Thank
His
you.
work schedule has been slightly adjusted.
Yeah.
So our biggest issue right now is that the Queen is going to be forced to believe that we aren't going to uphold our truce. We need to somehow keep her convinced that we aren't going to be attacking her.
Yeah. Which means we need to be in open communication with her, probably.
Yes. Or
Uh,
at very least make some things abundantly clear, like moving the army away from the border.
Yeah.
Like
We need a red line, basically.
we need to make it obvious, yeah. We need to make it very
Yeah.
difficult for the Queen to actually believe what she's being told.
Yeah, leave no room for miscommunication. Like that's
Yeah.
the point. That's what they want
Make
to.
it any attempt to frame you is not going to be believable.
No,
Yes.
or at least very weak to the point like it's not even considered.
Yeah.
Oh, it's questioned.
Yeah, it's questioned. Yeah, exactly. Because all you
Um,
need really is doubt to like. She would need like 100% like convinced that it's happening to act upon it. But if there's any doubt at all, like that helps us.
yeah, exactly. We need to sow the seeds that her brother, who she seems to care about,
And ought to
is
be dead.
is sort of like proving to her that he believes in her, believes in the amnesty and that he feels no threat from the Radiant Crown because he believes in his sister. So that, you know, when she hears these whispers, she's going to look and go, what?
Yeah, like, why would that make sense? They've moved forces away from my border. They have nothing, like, waiting
Yeah, there's
in ambush for
nothing
me.
there. They can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we
Yeah.
could even, like, send out a diplomatic, like, hey, come, like, perhaps, maybe send send some dignitaries, have an embassy here. You know, maybe we can open up the arms of diplomacy.
As a question, is she invited to the Silver Moon Ball?
The Queen?
Yeah.
No.
No,
Okay.
she's purposefully never invited.
The Crown has
Yeah.
never been invited to the Silver Moon Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I was gonna say
I
maybe
mean, you could make a persuasion for it if you really wanted it.
No, I don't think we need to
But
go
that's a
that
long
far.
shot.
No,
I mean, that's also damaging the Duchess's relations, so we don't need that.
It
either.
is. Yeah.
the
No, if
Duchess-
anything,
just-
we need the
Yeah,
Duchess.
the Duchess has always gone out of her way to not invite the Crown or any religious figures because no.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
It's-
maybe even just meeting her on neutral ground between the border. I mean, that's the safest place for both of them, I feel.
The most neutral
No.
ground is the dreams.
Yeah, no, I think saying, oh, we should totally meet in a neutral ground.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
At the middle of the
No.
Orc territory.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted neutral ground, one option is the Free Republic, which is technically neutral to everyone.
That's
No, I think
true,
I
but
think
yeah,
I think
still.
next time can go visit her in the dream world.
Yeah.
Have some dream council.
Yes. Let's go to Tir na Nog, the
You can
land of
talk
mist and
freely.
dreams.
Well, it will be only you.
That's okay. I can talk.
Either way, you have learned some information today.
Yes.
Yeah, what are we gonna do with Samantha here? What's she want to do?
Yeah, Samantha,
Ask her
Samantha
what she
previous
wants.
handmaid into Carlisle Murphy.
Yeah.
Good news, Samantha, you're hired.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go home, I'll give you like 100 gold and a basket of food, and then send you on your way.
Yeah.
Just
Sorry for the inconvenience.
just a question, like to Isa specifically. Vickers knows about the whole thing, right? With your benefactor, so to speak.
The what?
Aren't you like in contact with one of the Murthias?
Yeah, I'm in contact with him already. You know all the titles.
Yeah, but is that this specific one that she's a handmaiden to?
No,
No,
handmaid.
this is the Viscount. I'm in contact with the Viscount's sister. One of
Oh,
his sisters.
okay.
I mean,
Like, I can be in contact with them again.
I mean,
Yeah, you
what,
can be like, hey, we have your. Oh, maybe we shouldn't do that actually.
I mean, if she wants, I don't see why Samantha can't just have a job up here. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
why
she
not?
might have family down south. Who knows?
That's true.
I mean, yeah, if she wants to leave, then fine. But
Yeah,
The
she's
thing
welcome
the
to.
thing is though, like I assume they caught sight of her, so she is probably in danger in a sense.
yeah,
I mean, Vickers can certainly imply to her that she probably will get horribly murdered if she leaves.
probably.
I'm not gonna imply that, but I'm just gonna say that like you have to weigh up the pros and cons here. At least for a while, you're not trapped here, but
You can send a letter to your family. Like,
You're probably spotted by the
She-
murderers.
She would prefer to go back, though you could try to persuade her to stay. It's up
I
to
don't care
I
enough.
don't care enough either. No, if she's
Alright.
dumb enough to go back, like, yeah. It's she's a grown ass
Give her
woman.
like give her like 100 gold from the pile, and then send her on her way.
maybe don't blab all this to.
I mean, I can send like a message for Marity. Like,
There are ways
yeah.
to make sure she doesn't blab.
No, I mean I think having Seal send a forward message here might be a
Mm,
smart idea.
CL could potentially arrange for Eve to take her under her care. But
Yeah, sounds good to me.
go
as
talk
you
with
can,
Eve.
as you can have her sent off on a ship that you arrange from Sorbet, and just have her picked up by Eve.
Yeah, that's the safest option, because then she's not under the same person. She's not easily found, and she could probably be protected. And also, she can tell secrets to someone who doesn't really know anything. Like, she already knows stuff, so it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Man, isn't this great timing that I was negotiating a defense treaty with the Shields?
Yeah.
Oh man. And
which I think I think your character has a meeting in like 20 minutes. You might want to go run off to that now.
yeah. And you know we're on friendly terms with the High Duchy.
You are.
So you know if we're attacked, maybe you know there's can pull.
Right now, you're still a bit in
heartstrings.
danger because if Silverswitch still under the crown, you're still in a bit of danger. But
I mean, is Silver Swift really under the crown?
I mean, officially speaking,
Officially speaking, maybe, but
you know how they've recently been diplomatically to each other.
Exactly. I think it's more like a grimacing.
If you can reveal that to the others if you want to know, if you want to mention what happened, but it's up to you.
I need to remind myself exactly what it was that occurred, but
The Duchess was invited to the Winter Ball down in the Celestial Crown, personally being asked to attend by the Queen herself.
oh yes, that's right. Yeah, she was.
He hasn't shown up.
Yeah. The the Duchess basically snobbing.
Getting a personal summon from the Queens and then just going.
Yeah.
That's a statement
Yeah.
to say no to your liege. I don't know how Amnes would feel if he tried summoning someone to court and they just said no.
They wouldn't live for very long, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there will be
exactly.
some consequences for that, probably. But that's why we have all these wards that we're training.
Well, it's not even like it was just like an invitation. It's like the Queen herself requested the attendance of
Well,
the
you are being
Duchess.
invited here as a guest of honor. Please attend.
Yeah, and then they just don't show up. Not even like they said no, they just didn't come. Like they just
As far as you're aware,
ghosted her.
as far as you're aware, the Duchess is just sitting in her palace right now.
Just ghosted her.
Can I also mention how we did this without having much trouble for once?
I
Good
mean,
job.
we did very well, I think.
We did.
You intimidated your way past the night though.
Yeah.
Oh.
It could have been a hell of a
Play
fight.
to our strengths.
You set up disguises. You scouted the location in advance.
Seagull was invaluable.
Ego was invaluable, absolutely. I'm glad we have
Oh,
Isaac
now keep
here.
down the permanent wild shape list, by the way. So you'll permanently have the option of laughing gull as an option.
Oh, I thought you said for a second that he's permanently stuck in
He's definitely a seagull now.
like Animorphs all over again. Alright.
I do like how I have this huge character sheet with all these numbers and skills, and the important bit is can turn seagull.
Yeah.
Everything else is just implied.
And it works.
I do like how your seagull picture gets bigger on your sheet.
Yeah. My God.
But yeah, you guys had successfully managed to get through that without having to butcher anyone.
Crazy.
First time for everything.
Though the Wall of Force did help, because otherwise they would have burst in during the teleportation circle.
Yeah.
that was everyone was super smart today. Good job.
It was great.
Also, the fact that Valkyrie managed to lockpick the door fairly quickly.
It's my expertise. I'd be very upset if I somehow failed.
The point is though, if it had taken you, a few more tries, they would have managed to bust in earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they even caught any sight of us since it was so dark. Well, maybe the light of the thing, but still difficult.
You don't think so? So you think it's probably only the witnesses of the people outside who saw you, but not whatever new group showed up.
Yeah, I wonder how our disguises held up then.
Hopefully well. Seemed to. Otherwise they would have,
They held up well enough for you apparently to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it'd be funny if they were like, yeah, it was definitely the king up north, and everyone's like, here, like,
You're
are you
drunk.
serious?
Yeah,
Like, you're
you're-
drunk. Yeah, you should go see a therapist. Actually, we've just hired one.
Yeah.
Look. If it was that king up in the north, you'd all be dead by now.
Yeah, he would have
exactly.
murdered. There's no one murdered here except the paws of Ash, and he definitely doesn't do that. So
There is no one he hasn't met who hasn't murdered.
yeah,
No
It's
one here has
true.
had their brain bleed from fear. No one has been bisected by a sword
Yeah.
or
It
by
might
halberd.
be that the captain had a bit of a nosebleed, but we can't. That's just circumstantial.
And also, we can even feed it by saying that, or like, by playing it, if we get Ceres and Makara to go down to Great Owl's End, while the king is still in Sorkai, Ceres heads over to Shattershield, Clan Shattershield, basically after this.
has a chat and has an alibi basically.
So, yeah, then it's like, and also, the king's 2 mages weren't near him. He was still in Sorkai. Like, you know, we basically create the rumors to spread around.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now we're thinking of propaganda.
I mean, we've got the propaganda machine going, effectively.
Yeah. All right.
I feel like your basic printing press at some point might need an upgrade.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we
Printing
need like
house.
we need a golem that's just a printing press.
Yeah.
That's
Printing
what.
golem.
Yeah, print like a paper golem, but like
Yeah.
You need to go from small business level to industrial scale printing it.
I
yeah.
think-
AI printers.
I think we're gonna have
no.
some like Clan Shattershield and like our kingdom propaganda. Like the defensive alliance has been signed. Like we defend each other.
Mm,
on this specific day, and then get the date like one day behind instead.
Yeah,
so it's like
exactly,
the
yeah.
exact time. Yeah.
we call it the coalition of the willing. Yes.
Yeah.
The Great Northern Alliance.
Yeah.
The great friendly alliance that we were definitely here for on this date and time.
And then I totally need to just work on a treaty with Ferelda next.
Like she's too busy to kill people. Look at her.
She's going all over the place. No one can keep track. She's
Wait a
here,
minute.
there, and everywhere.
Though oddly, I think I saw her in 2 places at once.
Oh,
I think Chronomancy might be playing up again.
Oh
wizards.
dear.
All right. I need to go to bed because I need to work tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good night.